Cool. We are live.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, praise Yahawah. Allah for allowing us to get together on the Shabbat, and to bring out scriptures, So Shabbat Shalom to all TK, all the Yasharal out there. And hope you, brothers and sisters had a peaceful and restful Shabbat, you know what I'm saying? And, get deeper within the waters, within the Yahawah, and spend time with your family. All right. So I'll pass it off to the brother, General Yezekiel.
All right, first thing first, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah. And that's definitely Hallelujah. Yah, praise Yahawah day and night. We're just going to have us a small segment here. I'm sorry, let me not say small. We're going to have us a segment here on salvation. And we're going to try to break it down through the many different aspects of it. I think every brother is going to offer something that helps in that degree. But I'm definitely going to go ahead and pass it on to the next brother so he just get himself introduced.
Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters, and brother Z. Like the other brother said, we want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah on this day for allowing us to rest, allowing us to examine and try to live in His ways and examine the Shabbat and live in it. So shalom to the brothers and sisters. Hope you all out there getting rest, getting your reading done, and studying up, getting the spirit in motion. Me and the brothers here, we're gonna drop a video cover salvation, and I hope you brothers and sisters enjoy. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, it's Brother X. I just want to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody, to all of you, all the Akim out there. Hope you guys had a peaceful and restful Shabbat. And may you continue to be, dosed in the waters. I know it's probably been a huge lack of spirit just in the in the atmosphere, and I could feel that. So it's like it takes encouragement from other brothers to help get you back where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I want to say Hallelujah. Thank Yahawah for another day and another Sabbath, and we just continue to do what we need to be doing. So Selah.
Con. If any other brothers want to get out their first points, or
Okay, I guess we'll start. First thing first, can we do this, bro? Can you go into the word and break the word salvation down?
yes, sir, I can. So so the word for salvation, is Yasha'ah, which means to be open or wide or free, or like to means rescue or to save. But you also get Tasha'ah and Tashawa'ah, right? Which also means salvation. And then you also get Shawa'ah, which means to be free, or like freedom, or to cry aloud, which means like to cry out, you know what I'm saying? Which we would cry out to Yahawah, you know what I'm saying? But within that word, you know what I'm saying, you also got another word, which is Tasha'ah, which also means 9, or to turn to the next, or you know what I'm saying, to turn to the next full number 10. But then it just repeats itself because it's like the ending and the beginning of a cycle, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the baby, it's in the womb for 9 months, you know what I'm saying? It's like the cycle, you know what I'm saying, in which things are created or like manifested. But yeah, that's what salvation means. So it's like, to cry out to Yahawah, you know what I'm saying? Or to be like free. It also means free. So remember, with salvation, you know what I'm saying, Yahawah will be bringing you out of like a pit, or like a pitfall, or a ditch, you know what I'm saying, to the land, that is wide, or with a good and spacious land, which is the land of Yasha'el. So it's like freedom to, you know what I'm saying, to move around. It's like your mind is no longer like in this cage, you know what I'm saying? But with that, that's them some definitions of salvation.
Gotcha. All right. I'm gonna lead this off, and I want to hit on. Actually, want to hit on two places, and I'm gonna start actually in Exodus, and I'm gonna start at Exodus 7:14. Yahweh said to Moses, Pharaoh's heart is stubborn. He has refused to send the people. Go to Pharaoh in the morning. Behold, he goes out to the water and shall stand opposite to him at the river's bank. And the staff that was turned into a snake, you shall take it in your hand, and you shall say to him, Yahweh the Elohim of the Abres, or what we know as the Hebrews, has sent me to you, saying, Send out my people that they may serve me in the wilderness. But behold, you have not heeded up till now. Verse 17. It says, So says Yahweh, through this shall you know that I am Yahweh. Behold, the staff that is in my hand, I shall strike the waters and the river, and they shall change as blood. So let's stop real quick. I just want to hit on the beginning of 17. It says, So says Yahweh, through this shall you know that I am Yahweh. And as the brother pointed out, salvation, because y'all know me, I ain't gonna go to no scripture with the word salvation. I'm gonna go to examples of showing you how salvation works. And this obviously to me is an example when he's sending Moses to go talk to Pharaoh, because this is for our well-being, right? But this is also Pharaoh's test. Pharaoh got destroyed, but this is also his test. But the whole point is Yahweh had to make himself manifest through those things so we would understand this is real and this is how he was saving us. Because at that time, Egypt had become a hostile place. And I want to jump up real quick to Exodus 12. And I'm going to go to Exodus 12, and I'm going to start at verse number 12. It says, And I shall go through the land of Egypt on this night. I'm sorry, this is Exodus 12, starting at verse number 12. I shall go through the land of Egypt on this night, and I shall strike every firstborn of the land of Egypt, from man to beast, and against all the gods or demons or small many Elohims, against all the gods of Egypt, I shall mete out punishment. I am Yahweh. The blood shall be a sign. It didn't say salvation. You dig that? It said the blood shall be a sign for you upon the houses where you are. It says, when I shall see the blood and I shall pass over you, there shall not be a plague of destruction upon you when I strike the land of Egypt. You dig that? That's a covenant within the covenant. You dig that? That one right there, the blood on the door, that's to save our lives. Dig that? But notice it said the blood shall be a sign. It didn't say the blood was salvation. I'm sorry, bro. I'm trying not to laugh, bro. We had to touch on that one another day, bro. But notice, and then we go down to 13. It says, the blood shall be a sign for upon you on the houses where you are. It says, when I shall see the blood, I shall pass over you, and there shall not be a plague of destruction upon you when I strike the land of Egypt. So another clear example of our salvation only coming from Yahweh, number one, and that the actions of our salvation at this point in time was him sending the destroyer to pass us over. That was our salvation, because clearly that if we didn't do that, that was marked for anybody living there. So this was all done for us to make a distinguishing mark about who we are and the Elohim and the God that we worship. But with that, I want to pass it on. I yield.
Con is, straight up, and it's a sign for, what I'm saying, for generations, what I'm saying, which is it's the Fashak offering, what I'm saying, which means to pass over, what I'm saying. The destroyer didn't, what I'm saying, come into the home because of the sign, which was the blood, the doorpost. But Con, and then my verse. Any other brothers got some verses? Grab my verse real quick.
I have a verse of deeds. So this brother X Shalom, I'm gonna bring out this is gonna be First Samuel chapter 2, and it's gonna be verse 6. No, it's gonna be verse 5 through 9, and I explain it once I'm finished reading. So it says, the Seder ones are hired out for bread, while the hungry ones cease to be so, while the barren woman bears seven. And it's like just a little bit of context. This is a prayer from Hannah, and Hannah is the mother of Samuel. So this is her during the time praying to the Most High on her behalf to save her from her antagonist, who basically is, what I'm saying, praying for her downfall. You know what I'm saying? So I'm continue. Uh, it says the sated ones are hired out for bread, while the hungry ones cease to be so. While the barren woman bears seven, the one with many children becomes bereaved. Verse 6, Yahawah brings death and gives life. He lowers to the grave and rises up. He impoverishes and makes rich. He humbles and elevates. He raises the needy from the dirt. From the trash heaps, he lifts the destitute to sate them with nobles and to endow them with the seat of honor. For Yahweh's are the pillars of the earth, and upon them he set the world. He guards the steps of his devout ones, but the wicked are still in darkness. For not through strength does man prevail. Yahweh made those that contend with him be shattered. Let the heavens, or it's like, let the heavens thunder against him. May Yahweh judge to the ends of the earth. May he give power to his king and rise the pride of his anointed one. So, right, it's like in verse 9 it says, he guards the steps of his devout ones, but the wicked are still in darkness, for not through strength does man prevail. No, because man, we are we're repeat sinners. You know what I'm saying? So really the strength that we have is really on our own accord. You know what I'm saying? Or from the knowledge that we seek. That's where we're getting strength. But as far as like just being men, you know what I'm saying, we're mere mortals, you know what I'm saying? We're prone to death. So with that being said, it's like not from strength do you prevail over your enemies or whatnot. It's the most high who allows all things to happen, you know what I'm saying? So really he has the strength. He has all the power. You know what I'm saying? And salvation is within the most high. That's why it says he brings death and gives life. He lowers to the grave and rises up. You know what I'm saying? So just as is one, there's an other. And the most high, he conducts both. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like people really don't understand what they're dealing with as far as like when they read. Because they think it's just there's nothing really spiritual. You know what I'm saying? They try to liken the teachings of the most high to man. You know what I'm saying? And they just think it's religion. But I tell them it's not a religion; it's a way of life. You know what I'm saying? Religion is a man-made thing that's solely based on you know capitalism. They make money off of religion. You can't make money off of this because then you'd be destroyed in the mind, and there would be no produce from your mind. There would be no success from you. The Most High wouldn't allow it. That's what I'm saying. And that's just it's like there's nothing new. Everything that's been done and is doing, you know what I'm saying, it's been dead. They've already tried to do this. What happened? They came out with this weird, twisted, you know what I'm saying, teachings that just confound your mind even more. So that drives you even farther away from the most high. Especially if you get sucked into that bull crap. Like it's so many doctrines, it's kinda like it's like a big land full of tornadoes. And if you get sucked up into one of them, it's like, you know what I'm saying, that's your ass. That's kinda how I feel. It's like, man, you gotta watch your step. You don't want to step in no doodle. Straight up. But I just gonna pass it off to another brother.
Con. I wanted to get here in Proverbs chapter 24. This is gonna be 24 verse 3 through 6. And it says, through wisdom my house is built, and it is established through understanding. And through knowledge, its chambers become filled with all dear and pleasant treasures. The wise man remains steadfast, and the man of knowledge grows stronger. For through wise strategies you can wage war for your benefit, and salvation is abundant in counsel. The reason for me coming to this verse and bringing it out is because I'll pretty much what I'm trying to convey is that salvation isn't just you know what I'm saying saving. I mean, it is saving of Yahshua in this time of distress, but it takes those Israelites who need salvation to take steps to arrange it. In the time of salvation, if you're not, you know what I'm saying, within standings, you're not going to be you're not going to have it. You're not going to have salvation. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to remember throughout all our salvations, though we were like, you know what I'm saying, like taken out or like helped, those around us were usually being smashed or destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to in order to have salvation, us as Israelites, we have to take the steps to have the right counsel. You know what I'm saying? We have to take the steps to understand these things in order for the Most High to even want to save us. You know what I'm saying? We have to separate ourselves from our like, you know what I'm saying, the ways of the world, with the idolatry, you know what I'm saying, and with the rituals and with the, you know what I'm saying, the blatant disrespect to the Most High and His Torah. You know what I mean? We have to turn back to Him wholeheartedly, meaning that we keep the Torah and the commandments with us always, and we live through them. And by living through them, you conduct strategies. You conduct, you start to compile strategies, wisdom, and a way to make these things happen. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be sitting there and waiting to be saved like a movie or something. No, you gotta take steps in order to have that salvation possible for you. And I wanted to end it right there.
Nah, because you know what I'm saying, you can't be. Yahawah brought us out of Egypt into the wilderness to elevate us, not to have us be complacent. You know what I'm saying, and to, you know what I'm saying, just to be sluggish and lazy, like
Salak,
in the mind.
I got another verse I can add on to it.
Salak, bro.
This is Micah chapter 6, verse 6. It says, you ask, with what shall I approach Yahawah? Humble myself before God on high. Shall I approach him with burnt offerings, or with calves in the first year? Will Yahawah be appeased by thousands of rams, or with 10,000s of streams of oil? Shall I give over my firstborn to atone for my transgression, or the fruit of my belly for the sin of my soul? He has told you, O man, what is good. What does Yahawah require of you but to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God? So that right there kind of like it kind of points out some of the key things that we need to establish within ourselves and within our communities in order for the Most High to view us as saving, like, you know, view us as, like, you know, being able to be saved. Because there's a verse in the Torah, the Most High says, how long will you be incapable of cleansing? And that's true. It's not that his hand is limited, or it's not that, you know what I'm saying, the Most High is unlimited. It's our limit. It's our inability to really like get a foothold on what it is that we need to be doing in order for the Most High to step in and to, you know, make wonders happen for us. Because that's just the case. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to do what you can to seek him, for him to, you know, reciprocate. And that's just the case. And I'm gonna let it go right there.
I got a verse. I got a couple verses actually. This Exodus 17. I'm gonna start at verse. Yeah, I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, Joshua did as Moses said to him, to do battle with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hawar ascended to the top of the hill. It happened that when Moses raised his hand, Yashael was stronger. And when he lowered his hand, Amalek was stronger. Moses' hands grew heavy. So they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. And Aaron and Hawar supported his hands, one on this side and one on that side. And he remained with his hands in faithful prayer until sunset. Joshua weakened Amalek and his people with the sword's blade. Yahawah said to Moses, write this as a remembrance in the book and recite it in the ears of Joshua, that I shall surely erase the memory of Amalek from under the heavens. Moses built an altar and called this name, Yahawah is my miracle. And he said, for the hand is on the throne of God. Yahawah maintains a war against Amalek from generation to generation. Right? So actually, this is one of my favorite scriptures. So, you know, while they was doing battle with Amalek, Amalek, which if you break the word down, Amal means like trouble in the body or the mind. You know what I'm saying? So, as you know what I'm saying, and he was in faithful prayer until sunset. You know, so and where does Yahawah meet you? In the mind. So not only is it like you know, a saving from the physical, it's a saving in the spiritual as well, whether it be, you know, something you struggling with internally, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? If you can't clear your mind of those earthly, like carnal desires, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You constantly like find yourself like going back to it, you know what I'm saying? But basically it's like it said, when his hands was high, Yashael was stronger. But when his hands was low, Amalek was stronger. So it was like the trouble, or, you know what I'm saying, in the mind was like consuming when, you know what I'm saying, his hands were lowered, you know what I'm saying? So basically it's like, you know what I'm saying, like when you're seeking Yahawah, you know, you don't want to bring like, you know what I'm saying, the lowest, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to, you don't want to like have the lowest end with the clean, or the profane with the clean, you know what I'm saying, as far as like your walk, you know what I'm saying, your walk in life or your journey, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to mix it with the Yahawah, like the uncleanliness. So basically, you know, it's like you like improving yourself or elevating. And they said it says it's a remembrance, you know what I'm saying, from generation to generation. No, it's an eternal struggle, you know what I'm saying, which will be the internal fight, which Yahawah showed Yashael salvation while Moses was in faithful prayer. You know what I'm saying? While he was seeking Yahawah, you know, with his whole heart, you know what I'm saying, his whole mind. You know what I'm saying? But basically, like as Brother Z was saying, you know what I'm saying, you gotta do, you know what I'm saying, you gotta do the work as well. You know what I'm saying? You have to put in some effort, you gotta put in some work in order to, you know what I'm saying, get the understanding, or, you know what I'm saying, knowledge and wisdom that Yahawah, you know what I'm saying, grants us with. You know what I'm saying? Or the salvation that Yahawah grants us with. You know what I'm saying? We have to do the work as well. And then also, I got this is Psalms 9 verse 10. Yahawah will be a fortress for the oppressed, a fortress in times of distress. And those who know your name will trust in you, for you have not forsaken those who seek you. Yahawah, sing to Yahawah who dwells in Zion. Proclaim his deeds among the peoples, that the avenger of blood has remembered them. He has not forgotten the cry of the humble. Have mercy on me, O Yahawah. See my affliction by my foes, who raises me above the gates of death, so that I may proclaim all your praises. In the gates of the daughter of Zion, I will rejoice in your salvation. You know what I'm saying? So it says a fortress for the oppressed. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull this up on the screen. Can you brothers know if let me know if you can see it on the Chrome tab. Okay, cool. All right, so bear with me. So verse 10, it says, why Yahawah, Mashagab, Ladak, Mashagab, La Atawath, Batzarah, right? So it says, and he will be Yahawah Mashagab, which the root would be Shagab, but like Mashagab is like a defense or a refuge or like a like protection. Ladak, which is the oppressed or the contrite or like the or the confused, you know, the afflicted. Mashagab, which is a fortress or a refuge. La Atawath, which means 4 times. Batzara, which is like in distress or sorrow or grief or like a broken spirit. You know, so you know, Yahawah saves you from like that pit or that, you know what I'm saying, that lower state of mind, which, you know what I'm saying, like your mind, you know what I'm saying, like it reflects your action. So as Yasha'el, we keep the Yahawah and we apply it to ourselves. We reflect, you know what I'm saying, the Yahawah is your reflection. So when you look at it, you know what I'm saying, it start changing you and improving your ways and bringing out a you know what I'm saying, a better character. To whereas, you know what I'm saying, if you're constantly, you know what I'm saying, in sorrow and grief or in a depressed state, you know what I'm saying, trying to look for a way out, right? And if I'm gonna go to the next verse, and we're gonna get this going, right? It says, and those who know your name will trust in you, for you have not forsaken those who seek you, Yahawah. Right? So verse 11, it says, Wayat baka, bak, yawadai, shamak, ke, le, adzabath, darashayak, Yahawah. Right? It says, and trust, bak, in you, which means to know or know. Shamak, your name. Ke, for, let not, forsake. Right? Forsake. It's like those who seek you or inquire of you or search for you, Yahawah. So if you put it in the work and you're seeking Yahawah, he will be a refuge or a fortress for you, which is like a guarding of, you know what I'm saying, of your spirit or your mind or your soul, you know what I'm saying, to keep out impurities. And basically what he was saying, you know what I'm saying, like waging war within yourself. It's like, you know what I'm saying, strategies. It's like the Lacan, the internal fight.
Con.
Get the next verse. I'm almost done. This verse 12. Verse 12. It says, Zamara, La Yahawah, Yashab, Zayawan, Ha Gayada, Ba Amayam, Allah Yallah, Salak, Allah Yallah Wataya, which means his work or his deed, right? So it says, sing, Zamara, sing or make music to Yahawah. Dwell, Zayawan. So it's like sing or make music to Yahawah. It's like those who dwell in Zion. right? Who dwells in Zion. Mount Zion, which is in Jerusalem, right? Mount Zion. Mountain means conceptions or thoughts, which is the word heart, right? And Jerusalem, which is also the holy city. Let me get to that later. Or like it'll be like it's like the higher, it's like the higher mind state. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Garden of Eden, which would be the mind state or the mind. And then it says Hagayada, which the root would be Nagad, which means to proclaim or to manifest. Ba Amayam, among the peoples or the nations. His work or his deeds. So it's like proclaim among the nations, like all his work, you know what I'm saying? His deeds, his creation, his inventions. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahawah is our creator. So always supposed to give honor and glory and praises to Yahawah.
I mean,
But,
I mean, it's the only way for our
go ahead,
people to achieve. No, I'm not. I was just commenting.
Come. I'm gonna skip down to. I'm gonna do 14 and 15, and then right now, verse 14. It says, Hananane, Yahawah, Raya, Anaye, Mashanaye, oh, Salah, Mashana 8, Marowama Me, Masha Are, Mawaf. Break it down. Right? It says, Hananane, which means to have mercy or to favor me. Yahawah, Raya, which means to see or to vision or to like think. My depression or my affliction, ane, which is like the depression or like my sorrow or like affliction. It's like from my enemy or my foe or my adversary. Right? Elevate or to lift also means dignity. So like it's like to lift up from gates or thoughts. Right? You know, the word sha'ar also means like a goat demon or like, you know what I'm saying, like the devil or like, you know what I'm saying, from thoughts or gates. Mawaf, death or pestilence or ruin, right? Which is dying in the mind. Raise me above the thoughts of death or the gates of death or falsehood or iniquity. And 15, it says La Ma'an, Esafara, Kal, Tahalatayak, Bat Sha'aret, Bath, Zayawan, Egayala, Bayak Shawa Atak, right? Break it down. It says, so that I may proclaim all your praises in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in your salvation. Right? It says, La Ma'an, which means like in order or so that I recount or learn or celebrate, which the root would be safar, which also means like a book, or like inscribed, or like numbering, or like recounting. All your praises also means like hymns, but all your praises. In gates, remember, gates also mean thoughts. Bath, daughter, Zion, I rejoice in your salvation, right? Or you know what I'm saying, freedom, or it means like to be open, or your salvation, or your help, or your deliverance. Right? You know what I'm saying? So not only is, you know what I'm saying, not only is it like, it's like a a physical salvation where Yahawah saves you from, you know what I'm saying, situations and you know what I'm saying, predicaments, you know what I'm saying, that you're put in, you know what I'm saying? It's like the why, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He hoped and trusted in Yahawah. He didn't trust in his weapon or his armor, you know what I'm saying? When he went out and fought, he trusted in Yahawah. You know what I'm saying? So I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, he trusted in Yahawah, so he looked to Yahawah for salvation. You know what I'm saying? Whereas is like our people are, you know what I'm saying, stuck in idolatry. They look for, you know what I'm saying, idols to salvation, which don't bring them any. So it's more so like it's like no progression. It's like they're just complacent. But and like physical, you know what I'm saying? Like during wars and everything, like when we fought wars, we, you know what I'm saying, we hope to Yahawah. Just like in Exodus. Well, you know what I'm saying? But as like spiritual salvation too, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like, like your mind is in like this womb, and you know what I'm saying? Like when you give, like, it's like the growing of the mind, or like the sprouting of it, or like the blossoming of it, you know what I'm saying? To come out of the womb, you know what I'm saying? Like another form of salvation will be like the baby coming out of the womb. But what is the baby? It's the manifestation of those, you know what I'm saying, the male and the woman thought put together. It's like the manifestation of it. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like birthing your mind out of this womb in order to like basically it's like to improve, you know what I'm saying, or to use your mind in a way, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna help you grow rather than to tear you down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like seeking the right things, where it says seek Yahawah, you know what I'm saying? You don't forsake those who trust in you. You know what I'm saying? Which would be the salvation, battling like against the lower self. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't trying to run wrong. Salak, I'm gonna pass it back to the next brother.
No problem, bro. Hey, you fine, bro. You fine. Sometimes it just get down like it. Want to go into my next example, and I cited this one before. I felt like this is a good time for this to come out again. We're gonna go to Genesis, Genesis 32. It says, and this is Genesis 32, and I'm gonna start at verse number 4. Then Jacob sent angels ahead of him to Esau, his brother, to the land of Seir. It says, the field of Edom. He charged them, saying, thus said you say to my lord, to Esau, so said your servant Jacob, I have sojourned with Laban, and have lingered until now. I have acquired oxen and donkeys, flocks and servants, and maidservants, and I am sending to tell my lord to find favor in your eyes. Then the angels returned to Jacob, saying, we came to your brother Esau. Moreover, he is heading towards you, and 400 men are with him. Jacob became very frightened and distressed. So he divided the people with him and the flocks and the cattle and the camels of the two camps. For he said, If Esau comes to one camp and strikes it down, then the remaining camp shall survive. So let's stop right here. Sorry, I'll just go to verse number 10. It says, Then Jacob said, God of my father. Sorry, this is what Jacob starts to pray. He says, God of my father and God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac. It says, Yahawah, who said to me, Return to your land and to your relatives, I will do good with you. I have been diminished by all kindness. And it says, and by all the truth that you have done for your servant. For with my staff I crossed the Jordan, and now have become two camps. Rescue me, please, from the hand of my brother and from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he come strike me down, mother and children. And then I just jump up to Genesis 33, and we're gonna start actually at verse number 1. Jacob raised his eyes and saw, behold, Esau was coming, and with him were 400 men. So he divided his children among Leah and Rachel and the two handmaids. He put the handmaids and their children first, Leah and with her children next, and Rachel and Joseph last. Then he himself went ahead of them and bowed eastward 7 times until he reached his brother. Esau ran towards him, embraced him, fell on his neck, kissed him, and they wept. Notice that they wept, right? And he raised his eyes and saw the women and children. He asked, who are these? Let's stop. With these verses that I just pulled, the example that I want to make and the comparisons I want to make is, notice in the first verses I pulled in Exodus, remember it said he sent hardness to Pharaoh's heart, right? This is the complete opposite. He sends love to Esau's heart. He doesn't send hardness to him. So Jacob prayed for Yahawah to save him, and his salvation came this time in the form of love. Because notice what it says, verse number 4. It says Esau ran towards him, embraced him, fell on his neck. So they brothers. They ain't seen each other in a while. Okay? They ran towards each other to give each other a hug. Fell upon his neck. I don't mean he's kissing. That's when you giving somebody a hug. Your head is right there. You dig that? He said, and kissed him. And they wept. They cried together. So, number one, this whole Esau was always evil. It's some straight bullshit. Forgive me on the Sabbath, y'all. It's straight BS, y'all. Number two, Jacob's salvation comes from his prayer, his faith. When he had a distressful situation, he didn't say, I got a few hundred men or people with me. Let's go get swords. Let's go get knives. He prayed instantly, right? And he thoroughly asked Yahawah, please rescue me. Please save me from my brother. Yahawah, obviously, it wasn't his will for Esau to destroy him. Just as like in the comparison with Pharaoh, hardness was sent to Pharaoh, so he would be destroyed. But obviously, Esau still got love in his heart right here. So obviously, our salvation at this point in time came from a prayer. It's always coming from Yahawah, excuse me. Due from the prayer, and it was the love that he still had, obviously, in Esau's heart. And I think this actually might tie into, just kind of off topic, this might tie into why the law says thou shalt not abhor your brother Edom, knowing all this shit you see Jake doing now. But, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that sometimes our salvation is not always about somebody dying. It's not always a war. Sometimes our salvation is just literally through love. And it's kind of to back up what the brother said, our salvation is not always one particular thing. It's many different things to what fits at that time. With that, I yield.
Con. I had a verse I wanted to get out if you guys, if I can. Slot. This brother Z.
Ahead, bro.
I didn't mean to interrupt the other brother, but this is Jeremiah chapter 4. Slot. Jeremiah chapter 3. Jeremiah chapter 3. I'm gonna read a couple of different verses from it. Start here, verse 12. It says, Return, O wayward Yasharal, the word of Yahawah. I will not cast down my anger upon you, for I am the beneficent one, the word of Yahawah, and I will not bear a grudge forever. But you must recognize your sin, that you have rebelled against Yahawah, your God, and that you have spread out your ways to seek strange gods under every leafy tree, and you do not heed the word of Yahawah. Return, O wayward sons, the word of Yahawah, for I shall be your master, and I shall take you, even one from a city and two from a family, and I shall bring you to Zion. I want to continue to verse 1. It says, a voice is heard on the hilltops, the crying of the children of Yasharal's supplication, for they have corrupted their ways and have forgotten Yahawah their God. Behold, I say to them, return, O wayward sons, and I will heal your waywardness. Say, behold, we come to you for, say, behold, we come to you, for you are Yahawah our God. Truly, it was falsehood that we worshiped from the hills, the multitude of the mountains. For truly in Yahawah our God is the salvation of Yasharal. But the shameful idolatries has devoured the toil of our fathers from our youth, their sheep and their cattle, their sons and their daughters. We lie down in our shame, and our humiliation covers us. For we have sinned to Yahawah our God, and we and our forefathers from our youth until this very day, and we have not heeded the voice of Yahawah our God. If you repent, O Yasharal, the word of Yahawah, you will return to me. If you remove your abominations from before me, then you will not have to wonder. If you swear as Yahawah lives in truth and in justice and in righteousness, the nations will bless themselves through through Yasharal, and will praise themselves through it. So basically what I was getting at that verse is the Most High literally tells us what we need to do in order to receive help from him. You know what I'm saying? He's like, if you here, right here, if you remove your abominations from before me, then you will not have to wonder. If you swear as Yahawah lives in truth and in justice and in righteousness, that's that kind of reflects the verse that I had read earlier when the Most High says, he says if you he says if you I'm sorry, it says if you indulge in justice, righteousness, and kindness, and you turn back unto Yahawah and his Torah and his guidance, then like that opens up doors and that opens up opportunities for you that wouldn't necessarily be open for those who aren't doing those things, aka salvation. You know what I'm saying? Salvation becomes like possible. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying it's guaranteed. Like even with the brothers in Babylon who are about to be burned by Nebuchadnezzar, they told them they was like, even if the Most High don't save us, just know that we're not conforming to you into your law. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like even if that salvation doesn't come, you're taking steps to have that. It's still valid and it's still valuable in its ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, that's just the case. Like even if Saul was going to attack Jacob's camp, you know what I'm saying? If he would not have prayed, or if he would not have relied on the Most High, like salvation still wouldn't have been possible in that situation. And just like it still would have been, maybe if it was different, but Jacob still hoped to the Most High. Is like I was saying, it's not that the Most High is limited in his ways of bringing about salvation. Just like the brother was saying, he was like, to fall Esau back, but instead the Most High made a change in Esau's heart. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the Most High is unlimited. So you got to do whatever you can in any situation to try to seek that, you know. And as us as people now, in all the places that we are, you know, now we're kind of scattered, not kind of, we're scattered. It takes for all of us to seek those same laws, to seek Yahawah in those places, for us to again be like, you know what I'm saying, considered one as together, or for salvation for Yasharal as a whole to be possible. Those pieces of Yasharal scattered about have to all be on the same page, because we're not in the same place, because we're not in the same areas, we don't have the same ideas, the same worries. But if we all do that, and that which is turning back unto Yahawah and his Torah, salvation can be possible for Yasharal over the grand scheme, rather than just in places. You know what I mean? Because you got brothers in North America acting a fool. Are they eligible for salvation? Probably not as much to brothers in Asia who are trying to keep the law. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Most High might, you know what I'm saying, produce peace for those brothers and sisters in Asia, but the brothers and sisters in America that are acting up, then they just out of luck. You know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, we don't believe in luck. They're just not going to be saved. So it's like, you know, it's just that it takes Yasharaw's wanting, it takes Yasharaw's striving, and it takes our attention then for us to have something. It's a lot.
Nah, calm, brother. Shalom, Shalom,
Yeah, shalom,
Shalom,
bro.
Shalom,
So
Jay Grant, Tony Murphy.
Because shalom to all the brothers and sisters. But because, you know, even though we're scattered and separated by the land and by physicality, we can all be united in the temple by keeping the Tarawah. That's what puts us in the temple. You know what I mean? So we'll all be brothers and sisters, regardless of where we are, what we know, where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Because we are scattered and we are exiled. This is the home. This is the hub. Us gathering under the Tarawah, is what is going to bring us back together. Which is like, you know what I'm saying? Adversely, that
Con.
is Yahawah bringing us together. Like,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Con, I
Con.
got
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
all right, so I'm gonna bring out my basically my points on salvation, and basically the way I'm attacking it is well, here I'm gonna just go to First Samuel 11, and then I'm gonna just start reading at verse 1, just to get you some, some contextual background on what's happening. But First Samuel 1 verse 11, or not, no, it's First Samuel 1 chapter 11 verse 1. Then Nahash the Ammonite went up and besieged Jabesh Gilead, and all the people of Jabesh said to Nahash, seal a covenant with us, and we will serve you. But Nahash the Ammonite replied to them, on this condition I will seal a covenant with you. When each right eye of yours is put out, it will be a sign of shame for all of Israel. The elders of Yabesh Gilead said or replied to him, hold off from attacking us for 7 days while we send messengers throughout all of the land of Israel. If there is none to save us, then we will go out to you and submit. So I'm gonna just stop right there first off. So what's been said is Naash the Ammonite, who is the king, he's going up and he's besieging Israel right now. He's attacking, he's harassing, and he's getting ready to destroy and sack towns in Israel, right? And so the people are trying to make a covenant with him so that they would be saved. But he's saying the only way that that will happen is if each person's right eye would be put out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's answering basically their peace treaty with violence. So that's what he's coming for. You know what I'm saying? He's coming to enact violence upon Israel. And what they have replied to him is that if they hold off for 7 days so they can get the message around all of Israel to see if there's one to stand up and one who will save them, you know what I'm saying? Like even in this time period, we're searching for someone to save us. We're searching for some type of salvation, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna continue to go. Um, that if there's no one to save them, that they will submit. So right then and there, it's like they're already giving up if they don't have anybody to stand up or save them, right? So they're putting their trust in man, which is a downfall. They're putting their trust in a man, and they're putting their trust into well, physical man and mortal man. You know what I'm saying? But they're not putting what they know because they have discernment and they know all they have to do is pray to the Most High. So obviously there's a disconnect with that during this time. But I'm gonna continue to read. So verse 4: when the messengers arrived at Gibeath Shawal and reported these words to the people, all the people raised their voice and wept. Just then Shaul or Shawal came from the field behind his oxen, and Shaul said, "Why are the people crying?" They told him the words of the men of Yabesh. The Spirit of God passed over Shawal when he heard these things, and he became very angry. He took a pair of oxen and cut them into pieces which he sent with the messengers throughout the land of Yasharal, saying, whoever does not go after Saul and Samuel to battle, so shall be done to his oxen. A dread of Yahawah fell upon the people, and they went forth as one man. So that's pivotal because the people were already giving up in their spirit. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have that zeal to stand up for themselves or stand up for the Most High. So basically, this was a allegory saying that, or it was symbolized. It was symbolism. So Saul, he cut off the oxen and sent it as a message saying that if you don't go up and fight with us, then this is what's going to happen to your oxen anyway. You know what I'm saying? He's basically telling them, so it's either you fight with us or you give up, and this is still going to happen to your oxen. You know what I'm saying? So he's giving them, like, you know what I'm saying? He's giving them an ultimatum, basically saying, "Yo, this is what's gonna happen. You either need to get right, or you're gonna still be a product of what's gonna happen anyway." You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna continue to read. Verse 8. He counted them at Bazat, and the children of Israel were 300,000, and the men of Judah 30,000. Right. This just at verse 8. So if I go back up to verse 3, it says the elders of Yabesh replied to him, hold off from attacking us for 7 days. They were able to gather 300,000 people in 7 days. Do you see like what's going on? How powerful the Most High is? Like he's amassed 300,000 people in 7 days just from the symbolization of Saul cutting up the oxen and sitting it all throughout the land. And remember, at the first start of this, there was no man to stand up and save them because they were seeking a man for salvation. But into the Most High Spirit passed over Saul, and he did those things. And we have to be able to understand and interpret things uh, uh, through interpretation themselves. You know what I'm saying? So through watching what he was doing, and the Spirit probably came upon us as well, like the ones who had realization of the symbology behind what he was meaning. So it's important that we put our faith into the Most High rather than man, because this shows you as a result that the Most High does more for us than we could ever seek from a man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna continue to read because this is important. Um, verse verse 9. They said to the messengers who had come, so shall you tell the people of Yabesh Gilead. Tomorrow there will be, tomorrow there will be a salvation for you by the time the sun gets hot. The messengers came and told the people of Yabesh, and they rejoiced. So the people of Yabesh said to Nahash, tomorrow we will go forth to you, and you may do to us whatever seems good in your eyes. So let me continue. Um, hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, so verse 11. It was on the next day that Shawal sent the people into 3 companies, and they entered the camp of the Ammonites at the approach of dawn. And they struck down Ammon by the time the day became hot. So they enter at dawn, you know what I'm saying, which is like the cloak of night. And it had struck them all down before the day became hot. And the sun becomes hot. It is like, what is it? The solstice? Like during the day, what is the hottest part of the day called? I'm sorry. So
Noon.
It's called,
Yeah, you mean the
yeah, it's called,
afternoon?
yeah.
Yeah, noon.
It's called summer noon. Not summer noon. I'm sorry. It's called sun noon. The sun's
kind of,
high.
not the hottest part of the year, but the hottest part of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd
high
be
part of the
noon.
day. It's called summer. Not summer. Sun noon, or like sun. Like it's a term for it, but I forgot. It's something like that.
I think they call it
Or
high
like
noon.
midday, high noon or midday.
High noon, kind,
Yep.
kind. So it only took them that much time. But the crazy thing is we don't know the context between like what season of the year it is. So if it's like saying a season of winter, the sun comes up I believe it comes up a little later, but it goes down earlier. It goes down earlier and it comes up later. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes up like around almost 7, but it goes down like around 3 or 4.
Word.
But it doesn't give that into the into the context right here. But I'm gonna continue this. Sorry for being long-winded. Let me see. So he struck down Ammon by the time that the day became hot. There were survivors, but they scattered. There did not remain of them 2 men together. The people then said to Samuel, "Who is it that we said Saul will reign over us? Give the men over and we will put them to death." Do you hear that? Like they was just complaining and just like crying for somebody to save them. And then when they get saved and they see that it's from Saul, they be like, "Who put him over us?" You know what I'm saying? Ain't that something that Israel would do? It's just like some hater stuff. Straight
Right.
up.
Khan, it's like we seek
Con.
salvation from Yahawah and then he gives it to us and we deny it because like, oh, yeah, I don't want that. It's like
Yeah,
it's
because of the
almost like when Moses told the Israelites coming from Egypt not to go try to fight the men of was it Ai or Jericho?
no, it was
Uh,
I. Because that was
it was
the
Ai.
place
He
we
told them
go.
not to go up that particular time because the Most High wouldn't be with them. And they're like, nah, it's fine. Nah, last time we didn't do it because we scared. This time we do, we got it, we got it. And Moses like, nah, bro, stop. No, and they're like, nah, we good. They go up and they get destroyed. It's like
Con.
it's that same mentality. You know what I'm saying?
That
It's like
haterade,
our
man.
people aren't our people don't just start out like, oh, we're gonna do what's bad, we're gonna do what's evil. We you know what I mean? It's like we always try to trick ourselves into thinking that we're doing right or we're like the wrong party. You know what I'm saying? It's like that no, that don't work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And
nah,
we always
man,
gotta
you
be
right if you're right, you're
justified.
wrong if you're wrong. Kind. And the salvation has to be justified too. You know what I mean?
Like literally, these dudes begged and they was ready to give up to the king of Ammon, and they said if nobody comes and save us, then we'll submit to you, right? And then they get saved. I'm like, man, put dudes to death. Who said it was gonna be saved by them? Like, really?
It's the same way when they tried to kill Jeremiah. After Jeremiah had prophesied to him, and they was like, you know what, this dude's becoming a problem. We gotta kill him. Literally,
I'm,
it's like
Hey Z.
exactly.
what?
Hey Z.
It's
That's literally
like
what
Man,
they
I
did.
you ask for
Z, I don't even
presence,
want
and
to
then
cut
when
you
you
off. I'm on that page. That was my next one. I ain't gonna need kept.
Karen, bring it out. I
what?
want to hear it.
Hold on, I gotta
Uh,
I
try
was
this
just
thing.
looking. I was just looking
yeah,
over it, and I was like, ain't that just like Israel? It's like,
yeah.
It
what
is.
can be done to help us? It's like, oh, well, burn all the Astra trees and destroy all the idols. And they're like, yeah, I don't know. And then it's like when hits the fan and they're looking down at it, they're like, you know what? We want to do it. We want to do it now. We want to do it. And it's like, come on, man, what?
Yeah, that's that's the other account in Jeremiah. His life got threatened a few times. I'm just gonna go ahead to the account in Jeremiah 38 as I think
Hold on. Let me finish this real quick. I
go
know
ahead,
where you're
bro.
gonna get because this we got similar stories. But hold on. This is what Saul said. Saul, this is verse 13 of chapter 11. He said, but Saul said to them, "Let no man be put to death, for today has hold up, for today Yahweh has wrought salvation in Israel." So literally, he just told them, he just shut all that down. He was like, "Bruh, the Most High wrought today is like Israel's salvation. So let no Israelite be put to death." Like what y'all talking about?
Man,
Like
he's
straight
like,
up.
wait. The Most High wrought salvation for us today, not for me, for us. You know what I'm
That's what
saying?
I'm
It's
saying.
like, and then they're like, okay, that makes sense. And it's like, what? What are you all thinking? And why is it so easy for me to just say things that make sense and then you be like, that makes sense? It's like you switch from like, let's kill him. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Wasn't this what we asked for? And then everybody's like, oh, okay. It's like, wait. It's so many
Con.
things wrong with that.
It is. It's just our whole thought process. It's all flawed. But hold on, listen to this, because this some historicity people might not be privy to. So this verse 14 it says, Then Samuel said to the people, Come, let us go to Gilgal, and let us renew the kingdom there. Remember, so anything that has to do with Samuel and Saul, this is the very first instances that there is a actual kingship within Yahshua. You know what I'm saying? So verse 15 says, So all the people went to Gilgal. There they made Saul king before Yahawah in Gilgal, and they slaughtered feast peace offerings before Yahawah and their Saul, and well as all the men of Israel. And what is going to happen next is going to be more important because Samuel the prophet, you know what I'm saying, of Israel during this time, and this is basically like coming out of the time of Judges. So Samuel was a judge as well in his early days, but they rejoiced exceedingly. So if you were to go down to First Samuel chapter 2 or 12, and you would read, hold on. Read verse 6. It says, Samuel said to the people, It is Yahawah who produced Moses and Aaron, who brought your forefathers up from the land of Egypt, and now stand erect, and I shall enter into judgment with you before Yahawah concerning all the righteous deeds of Yahawah that he has done with you and with your forefathers. When Jacob came to Egypt and your forefathers cried out to Yahawah, Yahawah sent Moses and Aaron, and they brought forth your fathers from Egypt and settled them in this place. So that right there in itself, that's salvation, because we cried out to the Most High, and He answered and gave us Aaron and Moses. You know what I'm saying? And they were salvation to Yahshua. Then that's another instance. When hold on, verse 9, it says, But they forgot Yahweh their God, so He delivered them into the hand of Sisera, general of the army of Hazawar, and into the hand of the Philistines, and into the hand of the king of Moab, and they battled them. Then they cried out to Yahweh and said, We have sinned, for we have forsaken Yahweh. We have worshipped the Baliam and the Ashtoreth. We have, or sorry, and the Asherah, but now, uh, but now rescue us from the hand of our enemies, and we will worship you. So Yahweh sent Jerubbaal and Bedan and Yaphaath and Samuel, and he rescued you from the hand of your enemies from all around, and you dwell in security. But when you saw that Nahash, king of Ammon, or king of the children of Ammon, remember the guy they was just willing to submit to, come upon you, and you said to me, No, but a king shall reign over us. But Yahweh is your God, he is your king. So that's the fault in what happened before this, because this is a chapter after what I just read. And the last few parts of it, it goes, And now here is the king whom you have chosen, whom you have requested. And behold, Yahweh has set a king over you. If you will fear Yahweh and worship him and hearken to his voice and not rebel against the word of Yahweh, then you and the king who reigns over you will remain following after Yahweh your God. But if you do not hearken to the voice of Yahweh and you rebel against the word of Yahweh, then the hand of Yahweh shall be against you and against your fathers. Even now, stand erect and see this great thing that Yahweh will do before your eyes. Is today not the wheat harvest season? I shall call to Yahweh, and he will set forth thunder and rain, and then you will recognize and see that your wickedness is great, that which you have perpetuated before the eyes of Yahweh, and requesting a king for yourselves. So, what I'm saying is the salvation was not in man, which was the request of a king. The salvation came through the Most High, because it was Him who put the spirit over Saul to even get angry, to cut up the oxen, to send a message out, to get the people riled up, to fight against the army. You know what I'm saying? It happened in motions, and He all put it together. You know what I'm saying? So people just need to recognize more what they're dealing with, because the Most High, He is like He works, as you can see through everything that's happened. He works very fast. He works on his time, not on anybody else's perception of time. And he always follows through what he says he's gonna do, unless we change our, you know what I'm saying, our about. So that was my first precept. I'm sorry I was long winded, but I'll pass off to the next brother.
Hey, Shalom. Hey, Shalom. You got any scriptures, bro?
I know Brother Vanya wanted to get out that Jeremiah chapter.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, no. Shalom got something. Let him go and get something out, bro.
He probably
Shalom,
stepped away real quick.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to give him a second, but if he'll kick in, I'm gonna go ahead to it.
Con.
But that's just crazy.
I want to agree with the brother X was saying. Like, no, I'm saying like that's just it. It's like we requested a king. The Most High blessed us with a savior, and even after that, we continue to do wrong. It's like the requesting of someone to save us wasn't even something righteous. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and the Most High still blessed us through that. It's like, I don't know. It's just, man, it's crazy.
No, Con. And Yahawah even set down the guidelines. And he said, if you do have a king, you know what I'm saying, this is what these, let me go through Deuteronomy 8, 17, I believe.
I just want to add this just before you grab that. I don't know. I think we all in the same consciousness. I think everybody been looking up that scripture because of this election going on. You know, with this whole king idea. You know, just with Jake right now, they just really seem to want a king. You know,
That's what I'm saying. It's a model representation, because Obama was just the same thing as a king that they trying to elect over the Negroes.
And then, you know, saying king, Malak also means like council as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying, they focused on something else. You know what I'm saying? Their council is elsewhere, rather it should be on the Yahawah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's they're, you know what I'm saying, we're occupied with different, you know what I'm saying, things that's not helping us in any way, looking for another way out, you know what I'm saying, rather than doing what we're supposed to do, which is coming back to the Torah and Yahawah. But this Deuteronomy 14, it says, when you come to the land that Yahawah your God gives you and possess it and settle in it, and you will say, I will set a king over myself, like all the nations that are around me. Right? Like all the nations, wanting to be like the nations around me. You shall surely set over yourself a king whom Yahawah your God shall choose from among your brethren. Shall you set a king over yourself? You cannot place over yourself a foreign man who is not your brother. Only he shall not have too many horses for himself, so that he will not return the people to Egypt in order to increase horses. For Yahawah has said to you, you shall no longer return on this road. You know what I'm saying? Because Egypt, hold on, brother Vanya fell out. Because Egypt, you know what I'm saying, represents a state of bondage or prison or confined space. And he shall not have too many wives, so that his heart not turn astray, and he shall not greatly increase silver and gold for himself. It shall be that when he sits on the throne of his kingdom, he shall write for himself 2 copies of this Torah in a book from before the Kohanayim, the Levites. It shall be with him, and he shall read from it all the days of his life, so he will learn to fear Yahawah his God, to observe all the words of this Torah and these decrees to perform them, so that his heart does not become haughty over his brethren, and not turn from the commandment right or left, so that he will prolong so he will prolong years over his kingdom, he and his sons, and Yashael. You know what I'm saying? So Yahawah had guidelines, you know what I'm saying, because they wanted to, you know what I'm saying, Yashael wanted a king.
Man, so brother, read that again. That sounds so so relevant. It's so precise going on right now. It sounds like the Most High was talking to us like directly right there, man. I'm just saying, like literally, like with time with these things going on, that was just so resonating, honestly.
It's like when he raises up a king amongst us, we don't accept the king because it's from one of our brothers, and we all deem ourselves as a lower value. So it's like, what makes him king? But in that thought process is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And
Nah,
what the brother just said right there, how quick did the Israelites go from approving Saul to turning against him as soon as the battle was won? That's like right. He tell right. That's what he brother just said exactly. Like it's like you gonna as soon as the battle's when you turn against him, like who made you better than us? It's like, man, what? You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
weak man.
crazy.
That's that weak man think we got. We got that from slavery, but they put that weak man mentality with them. You know what I'm saying?
You said that right. Remember we was leaving Egypt. You said, you know what I'm saying, they had shortness of breath, or like shortness of spirit or mind, right? Now remember in Exodus 16, it says, Yahawah said to Moses, wait, hold on. All right, I'm gonna start at verse 3. Exodus 16, verse 3. The children of Yashael said to them, if only we had died by the hand of Yahawah in the land of Egypt, as we sat by the pot of meat when we ate bread to Satai. For you have taken us out of this wilderness to kill this entire congregation by famine. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? But basically, you know what I'm saying, they wanted food. So they were thinking back in Egypt when they had like meat and bread to Satai, you know what I'm saying, at their leisure. You know what I'm saying? But Yahawah rained down the manna from heaven, which is supposed to be like a teaching for your mind, you know what I'm saying, to get you out of that, because manna means like whatness, like to question. So it's like to get your mind out of that complacent, you know what I'm saying, stagnant state. It says, Yahawah said to Moses, behold, I shall rain down for you food from heaven. Like, you know what I'm saying, heaven can also signify your mind. Let the people go out and pick each day's portion on its day, so that I can test them whether they will follow my teaching or not. Right? It shall be that on the 6th day, when they prepare what they bring, it will be double what they pick every day. Right? So they were complaining they didn't have any food. So that you know what I'm saying, that was a test within it, right? Because they basically were saying like, we, you know what I'm saying, we were brought out into the wilderness to, you know what I'm saying, to basically die from famine. But no, it was a test for you, right? To see, you know what I'm saying, if you will follow Yahawah's teachings, you know what I'm saying, if you were going to be, you know what I'm saying, strong in the mind or like weak, what the brother just said, right? Now, you know what I'm saying, as they went through the wilderness, watch this Numbers 11. The people took to seeking complaints. It was evil in the ears of Yahawah, and Yahawah heard, and his wrath flared, and a fire of Yahawah burned against them, and it consumed at the edge of the camp. The people cried out to Moses. Moses prayed to Yahawah, and the fire died down. He named that place Taba Arah, which is conflagration. I can't even speak right now. Conflagration, or the fire of Yahawah, had burned against them. The rabble that was among them cultivated a craving, and the children of Yashael also wept once more and said, who will feed us meat? We remembered the fish that we ate in Egypt, free of charge, the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. But now our life is parched. There is nothing. We have nothing to anticipate but the manna, right? So they no longer wanted that whatness or like to question. They wanted it easy again. You know what I'm saying? So it says, now the manna was like coriander seed, and its color was like the color of betel. The people would stroll and gather it and grind it in the mill or pound it in a mortar and cook it in a pot or make it into cakes. And its taste was like the taste of dough kneaded with oil. When the dew descended upon the camp at night, the manna would descend upon it. Moses heard the people weeping in their family groups, each one at the entrance of his tent, and the wrath of Yahawah flared greatly. And in the eyes of Moses, it was bad. You know what I'm saying? So basically, even after their, you know what I'm saying, they were blessed with the manna, you know what I'm saying, teachings for the mind, they grew, you know what I'm saying, they grew tired of it. They felt it was burdensome. And remember what they said. They said in Egypt, you know what I'm saying, it was free. It was free of charge. So which means they could just walk up and grab it. You know what I'm saying? Whether, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have to do no work for it. But in this sense, it's like it's a spiritual meaning. You know what I'm saying? It's like they, you know what I'm saying, they didn't want to work the mind. They wanted to stay confined in that, you know what I'm saying, in that Egyptian, you know what I'm saying, bondage, prison mind state. Like they grew weak.
Can I chime in?
Come on, bro.
That's kind of like a real life thing, because like harsh bondage does a lot of detriment to your soul, take a lot of your energy away. So when you try to get into that spiritual mind state, it's harder because it's like you've been working your physical so much, you're exhausted and you don't have the energy to put out, into doing that.
Con.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Like with harsh labor, because that's what we're doing back in the day. I mean, he's making bricks and building monuments and cities, store
Con,
cities,
No,
all that.
con.
real
Man, and
quick.
at this. Oh, Shalom, bro. Go ahead.
Shalom. I was gonna add to say if you look up the definition of cucumber, it's meaning to be hard, to be difficult.
Con.
Okay.
Con. I'm gonna have to break this chapter down. These couple verses. But con, you know what I'm saying? It's
I'll go ahead and I'll get this. Go ahead and get some of this from Jeremiah, and it's. I mean, honestly, the whole book of Jeremiah. It's. I'm not gonna say it's about just destruction. A lot of it is about destruction, and then there's a lot of it that is about salvation as well. And I'm just gonna go here. Let's just go to Jeremiah 18. I mean, you can go to so many places in here. Let's go to Jeremiah 18, 18 and 18. It says, they say, come and let us devise plans against Jeremiah. For instruction will never be lost from the priest, nor advice from the wise man, nor prophecy from the prophet. Come, let us assault him verbally, and let us not hear his many words. Be attentive. Now, this is when Jeremiah starts to pray. He says, be attentive to me, Yahawah, and hear my voice of my adversaries' words. Now, hear my voice of my adversaries. Should good be repaid with evil? Yet they have dug a pit for my soul. Remember my standing before you to speak well of them, to turn your anger away from them. It says, therefore, give their sons over to hunger and fail them by the sword. Let their wives be bereaved of children and widowed. Let their men be killed by plague, and let the young men be struck down by the sword and war. Let a cry be heard from their houses let a cry be heard from their houses when you bring a sudden troop upon them, for they have dug a pit to ensnare me and concealed traps for my feet. It says, you, Yahweh, have known all their counsel against me for death. Do not pardon their sin and do not erase their transgression from before you. May they be caused to stumble before you. It says, at the time of your anger, act against them. We're going to continue on into 19. It says, thus said Yahweh, go and buy a potter's earthenware bottle and take it with you. Some of the elders of the people, it says, and some of the elders of the Kohen. Then go out to the valley of Son Heman, it says, which is at the opening of the Pashtar gate. Y'all forgive me on some of these words, and proclaim the words that I shall speak to you. Hear ye the word of Yahweh, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus said Yahweh, master of legions, Elohim of Israel. Behold, I am bringing such an evil upon this place that whoever hears of it, I want y'all to keep this part in mind. Whoever hears of it, his ears will ring, because they forsake me and estranged the place from me, and they burned incense unto the gods of others, and they had not known, they and their forefathers and the kings of Judah. They filled this place with the blood of innocent people, okay? The blood of innocent people, and they built the high places of Baal. It says, in which to burn their sons in the fire, burnt offerings to Baal, which I never commanded, nor spoke, nor even considered in my heart. Right? Now, let's stop right there. Jump up to the 38th chapter. You can keep some of those things in your mind. Jump up to the 38th chapter of Jeremiah. And let's start at verse number 4. It says, and the officer said to the king, let this man be put to death now, because he is weakening the hands of the soldiers who remain in the city and in the hands of all the people by speaking to them such things. Right now, remember Jeremiah said everything that he was gonna say was gonna ring. Right, start that again. And these officers said to the king, let this man be put to death now, not because of what he did, but because he is weakening the hands of the soldiers who remain in the city and the hands of all the people by speaking to them such things. For this man does not seek the welfare of his people, but rather their detriment. King Zedekiah then said, behold, he is in your hands, for the king has no word to dispute you. Do you dig that? The king, listen to what he said. He said, he's in y'all hands, because I ain't going to say shit. Because he already know everything he's telling them is going to come to pass. Watch this, watch this. Zedekiah said, behold, he is in your hands, and the king has no words to dispute you. So they took Jeremiah and threw him into the pit. Malchiah, I murdered the word, son of the king, which was at the courtyard of confinement. They lowered Jeremiah with ropes in the pit, and there was no water, only mud, and Jeremiah sank partially into the mud. Ebed Malik the Cushite, a senior officer who was in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah into the pit while the king was sitting at the Benjamin gate. So Ebed Melech left the king's house and spoke to the king, saying, my lord, the king, these men have acted wickedly, and all that they have done to Jeremiah the prophet, and they have thrown him in the pit. He will die of hunger where he is now, for there is no more bread in the city. So the king commanded Ebed Melech the Cushite, saying, take 30 men from here with you and raise Jeremiah the prophet from the pit before he dies. So Ebed Melech took the men with him, and they went to the king's palace under the treasury, and they took from their worn out rags and worn out scraps, and they sent them down with ropes to the pit, with ropes to Jeremiah and to the pit. Ebed Malik the Cushite then said to Jeremiah, put the worn out rags and the scraps under your armpits and under the ropes. And Jeremiah did so, and they pulled him out within the ropes and raised him out of the pit. And Jeremiah remained in the courtyard of confinement. Let's stop right there. His salvation literally came from these other brothers. Okay, they was not Israelites; they was Cushites. Clearly, right? But they were Cushite officers doing their role to the king. But Jeremiah's salvation would come from the form of these brothers. And it goes back to what the brother said. Yahawah works in mysterious ways, many ways, And what that means, i.e., is that you're not supposed to know. You just leave it at that. But in this particular instance, he sent those brothers to save him. Because, like I said, they lured him down there for him to die. Why? Not because he was sinning, because everything they knew he was telling them was going to come to pass. And they didn't want to hear it no more. And what the king do? He said, y'all go ahead. Y'all take him off my hands. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But the king clearly kind of put them in the trap. If you continue to read, a lot of these people get destroyed for those acts. And those acts happen for a reason. The point I'm wanting to point out is that sometimes our salvation comes in the weirdest ways. It's not, like I said, it's not always something beautiful. It's not always somebody dies. Sometimes it's just a common thing as helping somebody out who needs help. And obviously the Cushite officer was smart enough to say, wait a minute, man, like we finna get destroyed if we don't do something. And so a lot of times with the walking through Jericho, acts of salvation are also your own actions. It's Yahawah who helps you, but you have to still be on what, y'all? The right path.
Con.
10 toes.
Hey, con, brother. And then like you were saying, oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Nah, with that, I was just gonna say, with that, I yield.
Con, because what I'm saying, like you're saying, how it does work in mysterious ways. It could be like, what I'm saying, somebody who's seeking truth. What I'm saying? They might see Judah videos, they might see SOJ, they might see Lavanya videos, what I'm saying? And then, what I'm saying, they could start keeping their Torah, what I'm saying, from that, because what I'm saying, Yahawah works in mysterious ways. See what I'm saying? So basically I want with that, I'm gonna say this, Ezekiel 3. verse 16. It happened at the end of the 7-day period that the word of Yahawah came to me, saying, Son of man, I have appointed you a sentinel for the house of Yashael. When you hear a matter from my mouth, you shall warn them on my behalf. When I say of a wicked one, you shall surely die, and you do not warn him, and do not speak up to warn the wicked one concerning his evil way to save his life, then he, the wicked one, will die for his iniquity, and I will demand his blood from your hand. But if you did warn the wicked one, yet he does not turn away from his wickedness and from his evil way, he will die for his iniquity. And as for you, you will have saved your soul. So basically, you know what I'm saying, what the brother was saying, you got to be on the right path, right? And not only do we, you know what I'm saying, we have to improve ourselves, we have to improve each other, right? And with that, I'm going to go to Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Improve yourselves and improve in church. And I can't even speak right now. Dang, my bad. Salah. Zephaniah 2, verse 1. Improve yourselves and improve each other, O nation without desire. Before the decree is born, the day you will become like chaff, before Yahawah's burning wrath comes upon you, before the day of Yahawah's anger comes upon you. Seek Yahawah, all you humble of the land, who have fulfilled his law. Seek righteousness. Seek humility. Perhaps you will be concealed on the day of Yahawah's anger. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like I said, like, you know what I'm saying, improve yourself as, you know what I'm saying, as well as improve each other, you know what I'm saying, as Yashael. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, we're supposed to help our brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're supposed to do. But it says, but you got to do the work as well. You know what I'm saying? You can tell your brother, but it's, you know what I'm saying, it's on him or her if she wanted, you know what I'm saying, continue in the walk, you know what I'm saying, and keep the thorough walk. You know what I'm saying? Like it says, seek Yahawah. You know what I'm saying? Seek Yahawah with all your heart, your mind, and your soul. All you humble of the land who have fulfilled his law. Seek righteousness and seek humility. You know what I'm saying? Which would be like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Be humble. You know what I'm saying? Meek. You know what I'm saying? Perhaps you will be concealed on the day of Yahawah's anger. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, as you know what I'm saying, as you improving yourself, don't forget we got to come together as a nation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got to help each other in this walk.
We got to be able to build around the differences that we have rather than upon them. You know what I'm saying? We get, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously not every tribe within Yahshua had the same, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have the same story. Because I mean, we're different families, so you got a different perspective. So people were taught a different way just based off of, you know what I'm saying, what tribe they come from. It'll all be along the same truth, but I'm just saying it's a different manner in which they receive, you know what I'm saying, the information.
Come.
Con.
Yeah. And then if any of the other brothers got some verses.
I got another one.
I'll go ahead, bro.
All right, so I'm gonna take you to the nitty gritty. This is gonna be one of the very first instances for Yasharal, you know what I'm saying? So this is Exodus 14, and I'm gonna read virtually 13 and on. Give me a second. Well, actually, I can read verse 1 through 13. It's not very long. It says, Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and let them turn back and account before it's Harawah, between Migdal and the sea, before Baal's Zephawan. You shall encamp opposite it by the sea. Pharaoh will say to the children of Israel, They are imprisoned in the land, and the wilderness has locked them in. I shall strengthen the heart of Pharaoh, and I will pursue them. I will be glorified through Pharaoh and his entire army. And Egypt would know that I am Yahawah, and so they did. It was told to the king of Egypt that the people had fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and his servants had. Excuse me. What is it? The heart of Pharaoh and his servants became transformed regarding the people, and they said, What is this that we have done, that we have sent away Israel from serving us? He harnessed his chariot and attracted his people with him. He took 600 elite chariots and all the chariots of Egypt with officers on them. Yahweh strengthened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued the children of Israel. And the children of Israel were going out with an upraised arm. Egypt pursued them and overtook them, encamped by the sea. All the horses and chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and army by Hawarath. Okay, I can't even say that right. I'm sorry. It's like by yeah. Before Baal Zephon, Pharaoh approached, the children of Israel raised their eyes, and behold, Egypt was journeying after them, and they were very frightened. The children of Israel cried out to Yahweh. They said to Moshe, uh, were there no graves in Egypt that you took us to die in the wilderness? What is this that you have done to us to take us out of Egypt? So I'm gonna just stop right there for a moment just to chime in. But you kind of see the spirit that people already have coming out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like unappreciative already, and they have no faith. You can tell right through here they don't have any faith. You know what I'm saying? Because the quickest sign of adversity, they ready to give up and cry and just die basically. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, it's kind of like something that they've grown used to living in that environment. But it's something we got to get rid of if we want to like survive as a nation. So, I'll continue to read. It says, "Is it not that the statement that we made to you in Egypt, saying, 'Let us be, and we will serve Egypt'? For it is better that we serve Egypt than that we should die in the wilderness." Verse 13, what I want to chime on. Moses said to the people, "Do not fear, stand fast and see the salvation of Yahweh that he will perform for you today. For as you have seen Egypt today, you shall not see them ever again. Yahweh shall make war for you, and you shall remain silent." Remain silent. All right, so I'm gonna stop there, and this is very similar to what I read to you earlier in Samuel. You know what I'm saying? Only this is Moses' reply. It's kind of like when the messengers, during the case in Samuel, um, hold on, hold on. Oh, sorry, give me a second. They was telling the people to tell them that the camp of Ammon will be destroyed by the time the sun is hot in a day. You know what I'm saying? It's a proclamation. They made a proclamation, you know what I'm saying? And then they executed on it. It's the same thing that Moses is telling the people. He's telling them to don't fear, to stand fast because the salvation is already upon us because of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to strengthen the people, get them to gird their loins. You know what I'm saying? In the, you know, in a spiritual sense. But because you can tell that we're kind of like we're sensitive as far as spiritually. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I mean, just our actions. We second guess our leaders. We undermine our leaders, especially during the time of the Exodus. A lot of us were undermining Moses and Aaron because I mean everything was brand new, so nobody was, you know, had knowledge of most of what was going on. So they was just questioning everything, but they didn't have no faith. Like I was saying, there's a huge lack of faith, and it's like we have to visually see and gain understanding through the Most High, like showing us these wonders and signs. But let me continue to read. 15 says, Yahweh said to Moses, "Why do you cry out to me? Speak to the children of Israel and let them journey forth." So it's like he's like, "Why are you crying out to me? I'm giving the power to you." You know what I'm saying? He said, literally, he said, "Why do you cry out to me? Speak to the children of Israel, let them journey forth. And you lift up your staff and stretch out your arm over the sea and split it. And the children of Israel shall come into the midst of the sea on dry land. And I, behold, I shall strengthen the heart of Egypt, and that they will come after them. And I will be glorified through Pharaoh and through his entire army, through his chariots and through his horsemen. Egypt will know that I am Yahawah when I am glorified through Pharaoh, his chariots, and his horsemen. The angel of God, who had been going in the front of the camp of Israel, moved and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud moved from the front of them and went behind them. It came between the camp of Egypt and the camp of Israel, and there were cloud and darkness, while it illuminated the night, and one did not draw near the other all the night. Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahweh moved the sea with a strong east wind. All right, so he moved the sea with a strong east wind. D, do you think you can get that in the language?
Oh, I'm sorry, brother. You said what? My bad. I was going up some scriptures.
This is
What chapter and verse?
Exodus 14, verse.
You said Exodus
Where'd it go?
14, verse what, brother?
Oh, verse 21.
Verse 21?
Yeah.
All right, I got you. Give me one second. So Exodus 14, verse. And you said what? You said you wanted the word for what? You said a strong. You said a
strong east
strong.
wind.
Well, you got Barawak, Kwadayam Azah. Odds or like Azah means like strength or like strong or like power. If I'm not mistaken, I think it means force too. I think Rawak, means spirit and mind. And I think Kwadayam means east.
And look, the even wilder thing is it says Yahweh moved the sea with a strong east wind all the night. The night. And what governs the sea at night?
Yeah, Kwadam means east wind or like eastwardly. But the moon controls the waters.
That's what I'm saying, like the wisdom.
Come on.
It's kind of this man. Okay. Oh, so he moved the strong east wind at the night or all the night, and he turned the sea to damp land, and the water spilt. The children of Israel came within the sea on dry land, and the water was a wall for them, like protection.
Come on.
So basically, what I was getting at is that this is from this action that the Most High bestowed upon us is where our salvation started. You know what I'm saying? That's where the contract began. Because at the beginning of the covenant, it says the Most High who took your forefathers out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? This is the action of him taking us out of Egypt. This is what transpired. These are the things that went in place, you know what I'm saying, and caused an effect. Subsequently things happen after. So it was a chain reaction. And many things begin to happen. But it's important because, like I said, it ties in within the salvation of us, which is through the covenant of the Most High. That's Israel's salvation, particularly. But I pass it off to the next brother.
All right. Probably gonna need some assistance on this one. Davion, can you just hold the scripture what Dave is like, I didn't trust my sword.
I don't know off the top of my head, but give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it.
Go ahead, take your time, bro. And brother X, if you could, bro, could you hold Psalm 20?
Give me 1 second.
All right, no problem. and the reason why we're going to try to set this up like this is, this is about salvation, and we're definitely trying to break this down in as many aspects as we can. And I think a good point to also hit on is that salvation also comes through the name of Yahawah, and knowing the name and trusting that you use the name to pray. And we're gonna get just a little rundown with these precepts. And I'm gonna start right here in 1 Samuel 17. And this is obviously David and Goliath, very famous story. And I'm just gonna start at 41. It says the Philistine walked going. This is 1 Samuel chapter 17, starting at verse 41. The Philistine walked going closer and closer to David, and the man bearing his shield was before him. And the Philistine peered and saw David, and he derided him. He says, for he was a youth, ruddy and handsome. The Philistine said to David, am I a dog that you come after me with sticks? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. Okay. It says, then the Philistine said to David, come to me so that I may offer your flesh to the fowl of heaven and to the beast of the field. And David said to the Philistine, this is the key point. David said to the Philistine, you come to me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come to you with the name of Yahawah, master of legions, the God of battalions of Israel, that you have ridiculed. I'm going to read that part again. It says, David said to the Philistine, you come to me with a sword, spear, and javelin, but I come to you with the name of Yahawah, master of legions, God of the battalions. It says, of Israel, that you have ridiculed. So I just want to stop, make the real quick point. Obviously, David at this point in his life is still young. He's still a young man, a very, very young man. He's a boy. Let's just go and call it. David is a boy at this time in his life. Okay. And just when we look up to verse number 33, it says, but Saul said to David, you cannot go forth to the Philistine to fight with him, for you are a lad, while he is a warrior from his youth. Obviously, Goliath is not just a giant, but he's obviously very skilled. It's like I said, he's been doing this from his youth. Obviously, David, if you continue to read on, he understands his skill too, from having to slain the lion and the bear. And when we jump back down, it's David telling Goliath that he trusts the name of Yahawah as his weapon, because he makes mention, he says, you come to me with sword, spear, and javelin. Now we can obviously go into the account to where, Goliath's shield weighs oh so much, his spear weighs oh so much, his clothes, his armor weighs oh so much, because this is a very big guy. But the point is that David only trusts the name as his salvation. Because I'm not trying to be too long-winded. Anybody who's a little familiar with this realizes that we was getting messed up by the Philistines for some years. And Yahawah literally raised up David, not only to fulfill all of those prophecies, but also to save us from this situation. So if you found it, Brother Davion, could you get that precept? And then, Brother X, can you get Psalm 20?
I do. Psalms 44. I'm gonna start from verse 1. For the conducted by the sons of Korah of my skill, God, with our ears we have heard, our fathers have recounted to us the work that you wrought in their days, in days of old. You with your own hand drove out nations, and you implanted them. You afflicted regimes and banished them. For not by their sword did they possess the land, nor did their own arm help them, but by your right hand, your arm, and the light of your countenance, for you favored them. It is you. Give me 1 second. It is you who are my king, O God. Command the salvations of Jacob. Through you we shall gore our foes. By your name we will trample our opponents. For I do not trust in my bow, nor does my sword save me. For you have saved us from our oppressors, and you shamed those who hate us. In God we glory all the day, and your name we forever thank. Selah.
Hey, beautiful, absolutely beautiful precept, bro. And that goes back to what the brother said earlier. The things, the way Yahawah saves us, it's not always this big grand looking scenario. Sometimes it's the smallest thing. You know, of everything on that battlefield, David grabbed a sling and a rock. They say a bow, they didn't say a brick, they said a sling and a rock. So it just goes to show, like the brother said, Yahawah deals in the impossible. You know, he does what he wants. And like I said, that's just a very beautiful precept, brother. And if you could, brother X, you go ahead with that other precept. I think that seals the deal, because I just want to hit on the fact that we must also always contemplate that it's within the name as well. It has to be within the name of Yahawah.
Invoking the name of Yahawah is power itself.
Absolutely.
This is Psalm 20, and I'll start at verse 1. And it says, For the conductor, a psalm by Dawad. May Yahawah answer you on the day of distress. May the name of may the name of Jacob, God, make you impregnable. May he dispatch your help from the sanctuary and support you from Zion. May he remember all of your offerings and consider your burnt offerings generous. Selah. May he grant you your heart's desire and fulfill your eyes' pain. Your eyes' plan. Give me 1 second. May we sing for joy May we sing for joy at your salvation and raise our banner in the name of our God. May Yahawah fulfill all your requests. Now I know that Yahawah has saved his anointed one. He will also answer him from his sacred heaven. From his sacred heaven, with the omnipotent victories of his right arm, some with chariots and some with horses, but we, in the name of Yahawah, our God, call out. They slumped and fell, but we arose and were invigorated. Yahawah save me. May the King answer us on the day we call. Time. And that goes back to Isaiah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, even if, he's what he said, even if, but now you change your ways and cry out to me, he will save us at the blink of an eye, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, we can't do it. It's like, we're not consistent. We do it for a little bit and be on the good road, and then he turn his head, and then next thing you know, he come back, and it's all debauchery.
Bro. And you know what I'm saying? As also now. Hold on, let me see, brother volume dropped out.
Yeah, my fault, y'all. Man, it's been kicking me out for some reason, y'all. But yeah, beautiful precepts though, bro. With that, I yield.
Shalom, Jojo, Shalom, Dan.
Shalom, Dan. Shalom, Joe.
Shalom, Dan. Shalom, Joe.
Yo, can I get 2 precepts real quick?
Go ahead.
The water, man. This is Psalms 19. I'll start 7. It says, The law of Yahawah is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahawah is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of Yahawah are right. Excuse me. The statutes of Yahawah are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of Yahawah is pure, enlightening the eyes. When it says rejoicing the heart, right? That's another way to say, or one way to say, it's like a brightening of your mind, right? It's enlightenment to the mind, right? and a commandment. And it says the commandment of Yahawah is pure, enlightening the eyes. We know that the eye is the soul. You know what I'm saying? It's refreshing to the soul. It's enlightenment to the mind, and it's refreshing to the soul. Because when you know that, when you keep the law in your mind, guess what you're doing? Guess what it does to your soul? You're acting it out, so it makes you feel better. You see what I'm saying? You feel closer to the Most High. So I just wanted to point that out. And when you feel closer to the Most High, you feel, a bit more assured that you're going to be helped up out of your bad situations and tough times. Basically, you're going to be saved through your tough times. And that's through the law. With that, I yield.
Oh, I got a
Con.
precept just on that.
Oh, go ahead, brother. I got something after you.
Kind. So this is a precept of what the brother just said. You know what I'm saying? This Psalms 44, and let me see. Psalm 44, I'll read from verse 18. And it says, all this came upon us, and yet we have not forgotten you, and we have not been false to your covenant. Our heart has not turned back, nor have our footsteps strayed from your path. Even when you crushed us in the place of serpents and shrouded us in the shadow of death, have we forgotten the name of our God and extended our hands to a strange God? Is it not so that God can examine this, for he knows the secrets of the heart? Because of your sake, we are killed all the time. We are considered as sheep for slaughter. Awaken, why do you seem awaken? Why do you seem to sleep, O Lord? Arouse yourself. Forsake, forsake not forever. Why do you not conceal, or why do you conceal your face? Do you forget our affliction and oppression? For prostrated to the dust is our soul, and stuck to the earth is our belly. Arise, assist us, and redeem us for the sake of your kindness.
Gone.
EEA beautiful.
Con.
But hey, did you catch that? Oh, it's like I was just gonna say, stuck to the prostrated to the dust is our soul, and stuck to the earth is our belly.
Con. It's like you said what?
So kind of like the serpent.
Con. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like
Yep.
it's like you incline like to that
Lowly.
lower man.
I got a precept. Well, go ahead, Devion. I know you had one too. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, go ahead. I'm breaking this word down real quick. You can go ahead.
Okay, let me get it real quick. Because if you remember what he just said, like it's the serpent, right? But remember, there's something else that crawls along the ground, right? Hang on, let me find it. Like
Shaitan.
Psalms 22:6, right? It says, "But I am a worm and no man, a reproach of man and despise of the people." So there's something else that crawls along this belly. It's a worm, and that's what we are in the sight of our God as well. Everybody, that's what I'm saying. Like in comparison, that's how small we are. In comparison to our stature to Him, that's how small we are. We're like worms, bro. But that goes right along with what that verse was saying, and what the brother was saying. That, like we're let me get it again. Verse 44. I'm sorry, chapter 44, verse 24, 25, 26. I'm sorry. For prostrated to the dust is our soul, stuck to the earth is our belly. And so our belly is bound to this earth. Like, and even that, like that's also to me a hint around where a lot of people's what's the word I'm looking for? Their desires lie. It's earthly desires. You know what I'm saying?
worshiping heavenly systems. But we wasn't supposed to do that, but since we became like slaves, we now forced to do it.
Con. Well, go ahead, Devion. You want to get your precept, bro?
Con. This Jeremiah 17. I'm gonna start at verse 5 and I'm gonna read on down. Thus said Yahawah, accursed is the man who trusts in people and make flesh and blood his strength and turns his heart away from Yahawah. He will be like a lone tree in the desert and will not see when goodness comes. It dwells in parched lands, in the wilderness, in a salty, uninhabited land. Blessed is the man who trusts in Yahawah. Then Yahawah will be his security or his protection or defense. He will be like a tree planted near water, which spreads out its roots along a brook and does not see when heat comes, whose foliage is ever fresh. It will not worry in a year of drought and will not stop producing fruit. The heart is the most deceitful of all, and it is fragile. Who can know it? I, Yahawah, plumb the feelings and test the innermost thoughts to give man according to his ways, the fruits of his deeds. Right? And it said, hold on 1 second. Put it on screen, sure.
Yo, that's kind of like what happened in Samuel,
Con.
because Samuel basically, I was
go
just
ahead.
gonna say, he separated himself from the assembly that was asking for a king. Like at the end of it all, he was basically asking him, has he wrought them? Has he done any wrong by this people? Has he stolen anything? Has he taken advantage of anything? Has he coerced anybody? He was like, no. He said, but you guys did this great evil upon asking for a king to rule you when the Most High is your king.
Con.
You know what I'm saying?
Con. And he also had like a melancholy spirit upon him. You know what I'm saying? He had like a spirit of grief and like sorrow.
Yeah, I mean, he had to
And
anoint
like jealousy.
anointed. You know what I'm saying? But
Con.
it was a grievous act in the entirety of it, and he knew that.
Con.
That's why he had proclamated that after sending them a savior. When the Most High sent us a savior, we asked for a king. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid.
Con. Con. But this Jeremiah 17 verse 5, right? It says, Ka Emar Yahawah Erawar Ha Gabar Eshar Yabatak Ba Edam Wat Sham Bashar Zara'ah Wat Man Yahawah Yasawar Labah. Right? So I'm gonna break it down right here. So it says Ka, which means thus, Emar, which means to say, Yahawah, Erawar, which means like bitterly curse or cursed. Hakabar, which is like every man, Eshar, who Yabatak, he trusts, or like it'd be like confident, Ba Adam, in man, which Adam, remember, also means like low degree or the ground. And it's like it says, hold on 1 second. It says Washam, and he I think that word mean make. I think it's what and he makes, or like to make, or like to I think it means to put as well, if I'm not mistaken. It says Bashar, flesh, Zara'ah. It's like his power or his strength. It's his strength. So he puts his, you know what I'm saying, power, strength, and flesh. Wa man Yahawah Yasawar Labah. And from Yahawah, he turns or rebels his heart or his mind. You know what I'm saying? So if you trusting in man and make flesh, you know what I'm saying, put your, you know what I'm saying, put your faith in the flesh, you're turning away from Yahawah. Right? Now I'm gonna go down to And I'm gonna go down to verse 9. Right? Verse 9. The heart is the most deceitful of all, and it is fragile. Who can know it? Verse 9. It says, Akwab, Halab, Makal, Wa, Enash, Hawe me Yada Ana, which means Akwab, which means deceitful, or Halab, the heart, but Lab also means mind. Makal, of all. Wa, Enash, which means frail or feeble, but it's or like woeful, but it also means man, like frail man, frail mortal. Hawe, which means it is. Me, which means who. Yada ana. Yada means to know, or it's like it is fragile. Like who can know it? You know what I'm saying? So then, if you go to verse 10, verse 10, I Yahawah will plumb the feelings and test the innermost thoughts to give to man according to his ways the fruits of his deeds. It says, Ene Yahawah Chakwar Lab Bakan Kalayawath Wa Latath La Eyash Kadara my bad. Kadaraka Ya Kafare Ma'alalaya. Right? So it says, verse 10 says, I, Yahawah, examine. Kakwar means to examine. Lab, which is the heart or the mind. Bakan, test or to try. Kalayawath, which means to like to end or to prepare or to determine. Wat Lathath, which the root would be Nathan, which means to give or like to grant. La Ayash, to man. Ka the Rakah. You know what I'm saying? Like his ways or like his course of life. Kafo red, which means fruit or like to give forth fruit. Ma'alalayak, which like his effect or like his practice or like his deeds. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Yahawah test the innermost thoughts to give man according to his ways the fruits of his deeds. So whatever you put in or put forth is what you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? If you put in your flesh, if you put in your trust in flesh, then you know what I'm saying, accursed are you. But if you put your faith and trust in Yahawah, blessed is the man who trusts in Yahawah, then Yahawah will be his security, right? And then it says, I, Yahawah, plumb the feelings, right? So remember, the plumb line is used to measure vertical, you know what I'm saying, vertical walls, you know what I'm saying, to center it, right? Which is, it's also used, Yahawah use it to measure, you know what I'm saying, the width of the depth of Yashael, like your mind and your heart, like what are your intentions? You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm gonna go to I lost my verse. Give me 1 second. Zechariah 1. Give me 1 second, bro, with me. So I ain't trying to be long-winded. Get the verse. All right, this is Zechariah 1. It says, Zechariah 1, verse 14. The angel who was speaking to me then said to me, call out, saying, thus said Yahawah Zabewah, I have become zealous for Jerusalem and for Zion, a great zeal. And I am wrathful, a great wrath against the complacent nations who, when I became slightly wrathful, augmented the evil. Therefore, thus said Yahawah, I have returned to Jerusalem in mercy. My temple will be rebuilt. The word of Yahawah, master of legions, or Zabewah, and a plumb line will be stretched out over Jerusalem. Call out again, saying, thus said Yahawah Zabewah, my cities will once again spread out with bounty. Yahawah will have mercy on Zion once again, and he will choose Jerusalem once again. Right? So it says a plumb line will be stretched out over Jerusalem. Remember, Jerusalem is also a representation of the Man, which is the holy city. And in Ezekiel, I think it's Ezekiel 48, right? And it says, zealous for Jerusalem and for Zion, which is the holy mountain. And again, mountain means like conceptions, or you know what I'm saying, or like giving birth, or like conceptions of thought, right? But it said a plumb line, so you know what I'm saying, it's a test, you know what I'm saying, against the lower self. Remember, it said a cursed, you know what I'm saying, is the man who trusts in man or low degree. Now this is Psalms 43. Avenge me, O God, and champion my cause against an unkind nation. Deliver me from a man of deceit and iniquity. For you are the God of my strength. Why have you abandoned me? Why must I walk in gloom because of the foe's oppression? Dispatch your light and your truth. They will guide me. They will bring me to your holy mountain and to your dwellings. Right? Remember the sanctuary, you know what I'm saying? Which is the inward man, you know what I'm saying? It's the inward self, mind, heart, spirit, soul, you know what I'm saying? It's the, you know what I'm saying? It's the temple, right? The bayah. And Yahawah didn't dwell in like the actual physical temple. It was inside of Yashael, inside of man. That's why you seek Yahawah inwardly with all your mind, your heart, and your soul. And it says, dispatch your light. Light, the word Ewar, which means to give off light, or to illuminate, or to enlighten. Also, another word is shaman, which is like oil, which means to glisten, or to give off illumination. And your truth, which the truth is the Torah. That's in Psalms 119. You know what I'm saying? It says the Torah is truth. They will guide me. They will bring me to your holy mountain, which is Zion, right? And to your dwellings, which is the sanctuary, that I may come to the altar of God, to God, the gladness of my joy, and praise you on the harp, O God, my God. Why are you downcast, my soul, and why are you disturbed on my account? Hope to God, for I shall yet thank him for the salvations of my countenance, and because he is my God. So you know what I'm saying? It's like the inward fight, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know what I'm saying, the war was fighting, you know what I'm saying, the wars. So it like Brother Vine just brought out, you know what I'm saying, nor did he trust in his sword or his shield. He trusted in the Most High, you know what I'm saying, in order to, you know what I'm saying, to pull him through. You know what I'm saying? He looked to Yahawah to help him prevail and overcome. Not only physically, but also within the internal fight. You know what I'm saying? The Wah said, how long shall I set, you know what I'm saying, schemes within myself, melancholy schemes within myself? How long shall I set sorrow and grief within myself? You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? He seeks Yahawah, and it says salvation of my countenance. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the word for countenance. I think the word is fana, if I'm not mistaken. But it means like it means countenance, like face. Like face. It also means to endure or to like favor. It also means showbread. Fana also means showbread. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the internal fight. But yeah, if any of the other brothers have some scriptures, with that I yield.
Con, bro. That was actually very beautiful and great points too, man. Actually, I got one And this is going to be in Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 38. And this is Isaiah 38, starting at verse number 1. In those days, Hezekiah became deathly ill. Isaiah, son of Amoz, the prophet, came to him and said to him, Thus said Yahawah, instruct your household, for you shall die, and you shall not live. Hezekiah then turned his face to the wall and prayed to Yahawah and said, Please, Yahawah, remember now that I have always walked before you faithfully and wholeheartedly, and I have done what is good in your eyes. And Hezekiah wept an intense weeping. Let's just stop right there. As we've been pointing out, one, and as Torah nights have always said, one very fast way to reach Yahweh, is through your tears, is through your supplication, and and if you look on verse number 2, there's a parentheses besides please. So obviously that was needed to be emphasized within the verse. And this is not a very, let me just go ahead and keep on. I'm sorry. And it says, and the word of Yahweh then came to Isaiah saying, Go tell Hezekiah, thus said Yahweh, the Elohim of David, your forefather. It says, I have heard your prayer, and I have seen your tears. Behold, I am going to add 15 years to your day, and I will also rescue you and the city from the grip of the king of Assyria, and I will protect the city. It says, and this is a sign for you from Yahweh that Yahweh will do the deed of which he spoke. So let's just stop right there. And just we've already pointed this out obviously once, but sometimes salvation is just literally in the form of prayer. It doesn't have to take a lot of miraculous things. Sometimes it is just you just have to stop what you're doing. And it's very funny because here recently I've talked to brothers who, going through their trials, and I've told them, go cry out. Like seriously, that's if you have nothing left to do, that's the only thing you can do is to go cry out. And we're looking at just within looking at the story of Hezekiah. Once again, he didn't he didn't do what Saul did. He didn't go run to the witch doctor when he knew his time was coming. He didn't go to the false idols. He didn't try to go get the falseness from the left hand side. But Hezekiah literally just prayed to Yahweh. And and obviously Yahweh increased him with a little bit more time in his life. So I guess my point is that sometimes salvation is just about your prayer, your ability to connect with the Yahweh. And something very powerful that I see in the scripture is that in verse number 5, it says, Go tell Hezekiah, thus say Yahweh, the Elohim of David, your forefather, I have heard your prayer. You dig that? And I have seen your tears. And there's actually places, it's crazy, there's places in other books, even in the New Testament, that says, God, the angels can hear you when you pray and when you cry. So it's just, very powerful, I think. But with that, I yield.
Con, brother. Con. And I got a verse to back you up real quick. I had wrote out a whole bunch of Psalms verses because Psalms actually one of my favorite books. This Psalms 27 verse 8. In your behalf, my heart has said, seek my presence. Your presence, Yahweh, do I seek. Conceal not your presence from me. Repel not your servant in anger. You have been my helper. Abandon me not. Forsake me not, O God of my salvation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like the brother was saying, prayer. You know what I'm saying? How do you seek Yahweh? You know what I'm saying? With your mind. With, you know what I'm saying? With your heart. You know what I'm saying? With confession. Inwardly, repentance. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and it says, you have to seek Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Like Brother Z was saying earlier. It's not, you know what I'm saying? We have to do work as well in order to build, you know what I'm saying, build our nation and to get back to Yahweh, you know what I'm saying, to Shawal, which means to return to Yahweh. or it also means return to where you were in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It's like what we were doing. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the Torah. But with that, I yield.
Facts, bro.
Con, I got some scriptures I want to bring out.
I'll go ahead, brother.
All right. Okay. Give me a second. All right. So this it's in Proverbs, and I was just reading about it. I don't think it might necessarily have anything to do with what we're talking about, but I don't know. It feels like a strong thing. You know what I'm saying? So this is Proverbs 31, and I'm gonna read verse 1, and it says, "The words of Lemuel the king, the prophecy with which his mother disciplined him. What is it, my son, and what is it? O son of my womb, and what is it? O son of my vows, give not your strength to women, and sorry, and let your conduct not destroy the protocol of kings. It is not proper for kings who belong to God. It is not proper for kings to drink much wine, and for princes to imbibe strong drink, lest he drink and forget the statute of the Torah and pervert the judgment of all the children of the poor. Give strong drink to the woebegone, and wine to those of embittered soul. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and not remember his trivial anymore. Open your mouth on behalf of the mute, in the judgment of all confused children. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and obtain justice for the poor and destitute." And that's just well, I mean, that's like a law within itself, because the Most High tells us, you know what I'm saying, we have to obey our parents, especially he's a king in Yahshua. We gotta obey our parents, honor our mother and our father, and she's giving him good wisdom. So you know what I'm saying, it's just like something I was just sinking in.
Come on, brother. Come on.
Devin, good point, bro.
Brother Z or Shalimar, y'all got any points?
Con. I got this verse here in Psalms chapter 145, and I'm gonna start here at verse 17. It says, "Righteous is Yahawah in all his ways, and magnanimous is all his deeds. Yahawah is close to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him sincerely. The will of those who fear him he will do, and their cry he will hear, and he will save them. Yahweh protects all who love him, but all the wicked he will destroy. May my mouth declare the praise of Yahweh, and may all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever." Uh, I wanted to bring that psalm out because I think it ties in well with the topic about how salvation is Yahweh's, and it can come from any of the ways he sees fit. You know what I mean? And it's about you seeking it through him or to him in order for it to come about. It's not just you can't just hope for the best in the king. You can't hope for the best in the state. You can't hope for the best in your household. You have to put your faith in Yahweh and in his laws, that they are righteous and they are the true ways which we are supposed to preserve in Yahshua. You know what I'm saying? In order to conduct them properly in your life, in order to see that come about. You know, also it's also a faith thing, just like the brothers was speaking about. Your prayers and your supplication is greatly in tune with whether your prayers are like answered or not. Because just as the prayer was saying, he was like, do not turn away your servant in anger, because it's very possible for the Most High to turn your prayer away or to turn your request away. You know what I'm saying? It's very possible. So that's where the faith and the the deeds come into, because your deeds and your faith show forth your belief, your faith. in the laws, in Yahawah. You know what I'm saying? It's like a trust fall. You know what I'm saying? Like a trust fall with a friend or your girlfriend or something. It's when they stand in front of you and they fall backwards and they gotta trust the person behind them to catch them. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta it's the trust. You know what I'm saying? Once you it's the trust. You know what I'm saying? Once you trust in Yahawah wholeheartedly, trust. You know what I'm saying? And you put faith in Him, your prayers are that much more uh you know they're more attainable. You know what I'm saying? The lesser hearted man, his prayer is an abomination to the most high. Is the wicked one because it's insincere and it's not based off trust, it's not based off faith, it's not based off deeds that you've done in your life to prove to you Yahweh's strength and his you know what I'm saying, his being. It's just about vanity. You know what I'm saying? It's just about knowing the most high is the creator and you're just looking for things from him. You know what I'm saying? So uh ooh, um I got another verse right here that just ties into what I'm saying. Amos chapter 5 verse 13. Therefore the prudent man keeps silent at that time, for it is a time of evil. Seek good and not evil, so that you may live, and Yahawah God of legions will indeed be with you, as he said. Despise evil and love good, and establish justice by the gate. Then perhaps Yahawah God of legions will grant favor to the remnant of Jacob. So it's like that's just what it is. It's like you're putting forth your actions in the right direction to try to to try to pretty much you're trying to put forth your energy and your deeds in the right direction to establish something greater. You know what I'm saying? It's not always a guarantee that each one of your deeds or the deeds that you do will always be like, you know what I'm saying, favored by Yahweh. But it's just that the fact that you're working to get these deeds done, the fact that you're trying to establish this connection, this trust, this faith, this bond. You know what I'm saying? Seek Yahweh, seek justice, and perhaps he will have favor on the remnant of Jacob. It's not always a guarantee, but you doing the best that you can is always guaranteed to be put towards a well preserved place. You know what I mean? Salat.
Con, like it said in Zephaniah, it said, improve yourself and improve each other and improve each other. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
And
So even if what you did in that deed didn't necessarily accomplish what you're trying to, that energy may transfer to someone else who may give them the power and the strength to complete upon the deed. Like a Saul, like how the kingdom was passed from Saul to David. Like at that point in time, Saul was very faithful. And when Saul was the one they chose to lead them into the battle against the army that was against him, the Most High granted favor through Saul. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High made him king, first king. And it wasn't by accident. It's because at that point in time, Saul had a righteous drive about him. You know what I'm saying? But when he decided to descend in his mental state, that same energy that Saul had wasn't just gone. It wasn't just gone and just disappear. It was transferred over to David. You know what I'm saying? All Saul's drive and all his original righteous drive was transferred to David, which didn't it just compiled upon David's already, like, you know what I'm saying, like his already massive amount of faith, and that just propelled him forward in his drive, because he, as David, been in that position, can look back at the righteous deeds of our ancestors and draw faith and draw strength from it. So even if you yourself don't necessarily prosper or necessarily gain some type of immunity from you doing a righteous act or you committing it, that energy can always be preserved and used to propel someone else to commit a more righteous act, or you know what I'm saying, or like, you know, the same. So that positive spirit and that justice and that kindness that you put out is, it's not just stagnant, but it can also be used and drawn from others.
May I add to that?
Improve your brothers and sisters, pretty much.
Con,
May I
bro.
add?
I'll go ahead.
All right, so here in Proverbs 21, which is a great book or a great chapter within the book, I'm gonna read a couple of verses. I'm gonna start with some earlier. So Proverbs 21. I'm gonna read like verse 1 and 3 first. So it says, "Like streams of water is the heart of a king in the hand of Yahawah. Wherever he wishes, so he directs it. A man's every way is upright in his eyes, but Yahawah resides in his heart. Doing what is right doing what is right and just is preferable in Yahawah than an offering. Haughty eyes and a proud heart are a plotting of the wicked sin. The thoughts of the zealous are purely beneficial, but all hastiness is only for loss. The accumulation of treasures through a false tongue is a smitten vapor. They seek death. The robbery of the wicked will cause them to fear, for they refuse to execute justice. So, and that's important because basically what's been said is that um, salvation also comes from prayer. You know what I'm saying? By us even changing our ways and repenting and outcrying to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We establish salvation through those ways. Because ultimately, He asks us to change our ways. So we can't cry out salvation and continue to do the same things we're doing. It only works if we change our ways sincerely. So with that being said, a lot has to do with prayer. You know what I'm saying? So we'll continue.
Khan, it's a salat.
Yeah, keep going.
No, I was just saying that pretty much it's like it's the same thing as like knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, or like just that process of like at first it has to be thought out, then it has to be set up, and then it has to be executed. Same thing with the sacrifices. It's like the sacrifice isn't done once the animal's executed, but once the Most High accepts the offering. You know what I'm saying? It's like it has to be applicable, or it has to be like, you know what I'm saying, it has to be applicable to the to your, you can't just kill a sheep for no reason. That itself is an act of sin. You know what I'm saying? You have to it's the thought behind it, it's the process behind it, it's the signification of what it
It's the,
means and what it's doing to you and others. So it's like
it's the motive.
it's kind of like when the Most High gave the description of Zion setting a table and preparing her table for for the Most High's arrival. It's like first it's the thought, then it's the preparation, and then it's the execution of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the same thing with the salvation. All three of those has to be there. It has to be the thought. You know what I'm saying? You actually taking steps, which can be like your prayer. You know what I'm saying? And then the result. You know what I'm saying? So it reminds me of that process all throughout the Torah and
Not
life.
con,
Huh.
not con. That's true. Because even with contemplation, you know what I'm saying, or like meditation, it's like like you know what I'm saying. Even during prayer, you know what I'm saying. You try to you try to what I'm saying, clean it out and like purge all like you know what I'm saying. You try to purge out the lower thoughts. You know what I'm saying. You start focusing upon the Torah. You know what I'm saying, and then
Set up.
you know what I'm saying. You say your prayer. You know what I'm saying. You cry out and call out to Yahawah. But like what the brother was saying, it's like the same thing with making babies. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a representation of the mind as well. Like trapped in the womb, trying to be free, or trying to get out to move around. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because the male, you know what I'm saying, which is knowledge, and then the forming in the womb, in the water, which will be wisdom, and then the understanding will be like the manifestation of the baby. And now the parents have to shape the child's mind. But like it says, Deuteronomy 6 verse 4, it says, you know what I'm saying, teach, you know what I'm saying, my statutes, ordinances, decrees, the Yahawah, you know what I'm saying, my ways to your children thoroughly, so they can be sharp, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, discipline. But
Con.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a building. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a building process. even with building the temple, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yahawah, you know what I'm saying, granted, you know what I'm saying, the people with wisdom in order to work on the temple.
Yeah.
The tent tabernacle, you know what I'm saying? So it was like they were filled with the spirit of wisdom to carry out and go through the process and manifest, you know what I'm saying, the product of, you know what I'm saying, what was trying, you know what I'm saying, to come about. You know what I'm saying? It's a building process.
The second temple, well, when we rebuilt the temple, you know, during the time of Zerubbabel, when he was the governor, um, the people raised money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a wise-hearted spirit on them, and they donated money. You know what I'm saying, for the rebuilding of the temple of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So that was like the only time really in history that we like conducted like money as far as like a tithe. You know what I'm saying? But it was for the building of the temple, so that's why it was accepted.
Khan, they brought free will offerings.
Con.
You know, they were motivated, you know, inspired.
Yeah, in their hearts.
Khan. In their minds. Oh, go ahead, bro.
But I just wanted to finish off this verse in Proverbs. It was just a lot of different verses throughout there that kind of ties in what we're talking about. But the cherry on the icing right here is the last verse, which is Proverbs 21 verse 30. It says, "There is neither wisdom nor understanding nor counsel against Yahawah. The horse is ready for the day of battle, but salvation is Yahawah's." You know what I'm saying? Hallelujah. Because that's the
Khan,
last
yeah.
word.
Khan, brother.
But pass up to the next brother.
So some good scriptures coming out today, man. Some very good points made. I'm gonna respectfully say I'm gonna take it. This is gonna be my last one right here, you know, because I'm just just contemplating on everything we've talked about, and let me see. I think it's only fitting we go to Isaiah 60. Let's go to Isaiah 60, and I'm just gonna read one verse, and that's gonna be Isaiah 60, verse 16. You will nurse from the milk of the nations, and from the breast of kings will you nurse. Then you will realize that I, Yahawah, am your Savior and your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. So that's pretty much cut and dry, We understand, we're getting a better understanding, of salvation and how it all works. We definitely recognize that it's definitely coming from the name is what you need to apply. You obviously, like the very good point the brother pointed out is that you have to have faith, faith within your prayer, faith within your Yahawah, period, or it just becomes null and void, and Yahawah's our Savior. So our salvation comes from Yahawah. The example I want to make, when David hit Goliath with the rock, it wasn't of his own accord. That was the way Yahawah chose for us to be delivered. It wasn't David, it wasn't the rock, it was Yahawah, period. And those are through his acts, through his many acts. And and now honestly, I actually feel like this is one of our better ones. It's been a lot of dark days here lately. These are moments I definitely look forward to. So, I definitely want to say praise Yahawah day and night.
Khan, Yahawah Khan.
Yahawah Khan.
And but yeah, I'm probably gonna get out my last scriptures. And praise Yahawah for allowing us, what I'm saying, to come together and what I'm saying, bring out scriptures and what I'm saying, precepts, his Torah walk, what I'm saying, and to always, what I'm saying, keep it with us in our minds, our hearts, what I'm saying, to stay focused, especially during, what I'm saying, these times. But I mean like at all times, but it like, what I'm saying, you can look around and like see things is going down, You know what I'm saying? Everything that's going on, it's like, I mean, you could just see it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you
So
can
it's con, you can.
it's
So
like a wicked atmosphere.
con, and our people, you know what I'm saying? Our people are starting to wake up, but it's still like it's something that's just holding them back. That why they won't take that extra step, or you know what I'm saying, go further to improve themselves. And you know, and I pray Yahawah, you know what I'm saying, gives us the strength to stay in this walk each and every day, to endure, and you know what I'm saying, to withstand, you know what I'm saying, to not, you know what I'm saying, uh give in to what it is, you know what I'm saying, enticement, you know, temptation, you know what I'm saying, make sure we stay focused upon what we need to do as a people, and stay focused upon the Torah. But with that being said, uh 1 second. Jojo said, willpower and concentration are very important skill traits in the inward fight. Yahawah Khan. Yes, it is. Slow to anger and willpower. You know what I'm saying? And it's like patience as well. Zia said, great lesson, y'all. Yahawah Khan. And then Jojo said, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, 13 through 14. I'll get it for you, brother. I'm gonna get this Psalm 28. It says, by the wide, or it's actually 2 or 4 or David. To you, Yahawah, I call, my rock, be not deaf to me, nor should you be silent to me. I will be likened to those who descend to the grave. Right? So it says, do not be silent. Basically saying, like, answer me, Yahawah. So, and then it says, to me, I will be likened to those who descend to the grave, to the depths or the pit, you know what I'm saying, or death. Hear the sound of my supplication when I cry to you, when I lift my hands toward your holy sanctuary, the temple, which is, you know, seeking Yahawah inwardly. Do not cause me to be drawn with the wicked and with the doers of iniquity, who seek peace with their companions, though evil is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds and according to the evil of their actions. According to their handiwork, give them. Render their recompense to them. For they do not contemplate the deeds of Yahawah or his handiwork. May he tear them down and not rebuild them. Blessed is Yahawah, for he has heard the sound of my supplications. Yahawah is my strength and my shield. In him my heart trusted, and I was helped, and my heart exalted. With my song I praise him. Yahawah is strength to them, and the stronghold of salvation, for his anointed is he. Save your nation and bless your inheritance. Tend them and elevate them forever. You know what I'm saying? And it says, oh, give me 1 second. And the stronghold of salvation is for his anointed. Is he? You know what I'm saying? So his anointed, which will be Mashayak, which means like, you know what I'm saying, his anointed one. Shayak, which means to like contemplate, prayer, meditation, devoted to the Torah. You know what I'm saying? Those who are devoted to, you know what I'm saying, his Torah. You know what I'm saying? Following his ways. And it says, save your nation and bless your inheritance. Tend them and elevate them forever. Teach them how to improve. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the Torah while we learn to fear Yahawah. You know? And then if any of the other brothers had any verses, I'm gonna get this verse that Jojo wanted me to bring out.
All right. I got my last verse, and it's gonna come from the lovely book of Hosea. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be reading Hosea chapter. It's between chapter 5, 6, and a little bit of 7, but it's really good. And just hear me. All right. So I'm gonna start at Hosea chapter 5, verse 13, and it says, Ephraim saw his ailment, or yeah, Ephraim saw his ailment, and Judah his wound, and Ephraim went to Assyria, and Judah sent tribute to the king of Yareb, but he will not be able to cure you, nor heal your wound. For I am like a lion to Ephraim, and like a lion's whelp to the house of Judah. As for me, I will mangle, and I will go. I will carry off, and no one will rescue. I will go, I will return, I will return to my place until they will acknowledge my or their guilt and seek my face. In their distress, they will seek me. They will say, "Come, let us return to Yahawah, for he has mangled us. He will heal us. He has smitten, and he will bandage us. He will heal us after 2 days. On the third day, he will raise us up, and we will live before him. Let us know. Let us strive to know Yahawah, like the dawn of like the dawn whose emergence is certain. Then he will come to us like the rain, like the late rain that saturates the earth. What can I do for you, Ephraim? What can I do for you, Judah? When your kindness is like the morning cloud, like the dew that departs in early morning, because I have made, oh, sorry, because I have made my words clear cut through the prophets, I have slain the sinners through my utterances of my mouth. Can your judgment be favorable as the light? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I just want to pause right there, but that's kind of like when we have doubt about the Most High's word, and it's like He continues to execute what He has said He was going to bring forth. It's like, but yet you still doubt me. You know what I'm saying? He's brought forth all those things. You know what I'm saying? He's already given us the prophets to warn us, the prophets to help guide our ways. You know what I'm saying? And keep us on track. He did that, but we still messed up. He even slain all the sinners, especially through their utterances, the ones who was like murmuring about Moses in the wilderness. They didn't last, you know what I'm saying? And about usually people who speak out against the prophets, when they, you know what I'm saying, speak out against the prophets, they get shown up by the Most High, and He shuts them up. You know what I'm saying? And it usually comes with their judgment. But I'm gonna continue to read. And it says, because I have made my words clear cut through the prophets, I have slain the sinners through my utterances of my mouth. Can your judgment be favorable as the light? For I desire kindness, not sacrifice, and knowledge of God more than burnt offerings. But they, like Adam, transgressed the covenant. There, they betrayed me. Gilead is a city of evildoers and of those who waylay for blood, like gangs awaiting a man to rob a band of priests, murderers on the road, one will, for they devised a plot. In the house of Israel I have seen a disgrace. The harlotry of Ephraim is there. Israel has been defiled. Judah too has plot or like Judah too has planted a branch of yours. When I sought when I sought to return the captivity of my people, when I would one second. When I would have healed Israel, the iniquity of Ephraim became revealed, along with the evils of Samaria, for they have wrought falsehood. A thief comes, a gang spreads out outside. They do not say in their hearts that I remember all their evils. Now their deeds have surrounded them. They were before my face with their evil. They gladdened the king, and with their falsehoods, officers, they are the adulterers, their passions burning like an oven fired by a baker. The inciter rests from the kneading of the dough until it is leavening. On the day of our king, the officers became ill from the heat of the wine, and he withdrew his hand to be with the scoffers, for they have prepared their heart with the ambush plot like an oven. All night their baker sleeps, and in the morning he burns like a blazing fire. They have all become heated like an oven, and they have devoured their judges. All their kings have fallen, yet no one among them sorry, no one among them calls out to me. So that's important because it's like we had distanced ourselves so far away from the Most High. So it was like when it was already too late, we couldn't even begin to cry out to Him. You know what I'm saying? Because our sins were accumulated. You know what I'm saying? We were being attacked on all cylinders, on all sides. You know what I'm saying? All our borders were being attacked. We were being attacked spiritually. He was causing droughts and famine. He was impoverishing the nation. You know what I'm saying? People were dying of starvation. A whole bunch of things were happening. So it's just like, and in the midst of all of that, we couldn't put our pride away and repent and come back to the Most High. So we gotta change ourselves within. You know what I'm saying? But with that, I want to say Shabbat Shalom. Love all my brothers and my sisters. You know what I'm saying? I got love for my nation, and I just hope that we begin to start taking things seriously and in a better direction. So, Yahawah Kai.
Khan, Yahawah God. You know what I'm saying? It's all of just like we just gotta do better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Brother Z.
Con. Um. Salak. Shalom to the brothers and sisters. Shalom to the people that came on and was able to take from some of the things that the Most High allowed for us brothers to bring out today. I just want to say, Halaliyah, Tawada Yahawah Adonai. We thank you for allowing us to conduct this teaching and this video. We hope that those who see it may attain positive and righteous energy through it. And we thank you for bringing us together again. I hope that you brothers and sisters out there was able to take something from it. I appreciate all the brothers on the panel, Brother D, Brother X, Brother Vanya, Brother Shalom that came on, all the brothers that came on support. I'm gonna get my last verse out here. It's gonna be in Zephaniah. It's gonna be a little long-winded, so I'm gonna just read it. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. It says, "Therefore wait for me, the word of Yahawah, for the day when I will arise to plunder them. For my judgment will be to assemble nations, to gather kingdoms, and to pour out my fury upon them, all my burning wrath. For with the fire of my jealousy, the entire earth will be consumed. For then I will change the nations to speak one pure language, so that they will all proclaim the name of Yahawah, to worship him with a united resolve. From the other side of the river of Cush, my supplicant groups of my scattered ones will bring my tribute. On that day you will not be ashamed of all your deeds by which you have wantonly sinned against me. For then I will remove you from those who exalt in your arrogance, and you will no longer continue to be haughty on my holy mountain. And I will leave in your midst a humble and destitute people, and they will take shelter in the name of Yahawah. The remnant of Yasharah will not commit corruption, they will not speak falsehood, and a deceitful tongue will not be found in their mouth, for they will graze, lie down, with no one to make them afraid. Sing, O daughter of Zion, sound the trumpet, O Israel. Be glad and exalt with all your heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. Yahawah has removed your judgments and has cleared away your enemies. The king of Yasharal, Yahawah, is in your midst, and you will never again fear evil. On that day, it will be said to Jerusalem, have no fear. O Zion, do not despair. Yahawah, your God, is in your midst. The mighty one will save. The mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will be silent with his love. He will be joyful over you with a glad song. I have gathered together those who have mourned for the appointed time. They came from you who had carried a burden of shame for it. Behold, at that time I will crush all those who afflict you. I will save the cripple and gather the cast off. I will make them for a praise and a good their shame. And I'm sorry, at that time I will bring you in, and at that time I will gather you. For I will make you into a good name and praise among other nations. I'm sorry, praise among other peoples of the earth. When I return your captives before your eyes, says Yahawah. Said Yahawah. So I wanted to end the video on a outlook of things that can be if we do seek the salvation of Yahawah, if we do seek him, and if we do put our faith in him. These are the things that will inevitably bring about, but these are the things that we as a Yashra and as brothers and sisters here today can work towards. Shalom to all you brothers and sisters. I appreciate it. And Yahawah Kai.
Yahawah God.
Yahawah God.
Were you still gonna get out that verse for bees?
Oh, Khan. I had it right here. This Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13. The sum of the matter when all has been considered, fear God and keep his commandments, for that is man's whole duty. For God will judge every deed, even everything hidden, whether good or evil. Con. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Con.
Man's whole duty is to keep the commandments. You know,
Con.
in your mind, always. In your mind and your heart. You know what I'm saying? Your soul. And it will reflect, you know what I'm saying, through your life. You know what I'm saying? The Yahawah is the waters. You know what I'm saying? It's like your true reflection.
Con.
But
Also, I just wanted to ask, wasn't also a huge part of our salvation was how we, you know what I'm saying, basically checked on the well-being and the welfare of the orphan and the widow too within our nation.
Con. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to help the orphan, the poor, the lowly man, the destitute man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to help them. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think it's in Proverbs where it says charity will uplift the nation.
Now, one of the brothers read that verse out. It's kind of similar to what with the wicked man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't help the poor, you know what I'm saying, you have money and they pray out against you. You know what I'm saying? Who you think the Most High is gonna, you know what I'm saying, show justice to?
Con.
Especially if we're not doing what we're supposed to do. So I mean, that's a big thing that we gotta you know what I'm saying, we gotta do that because we can be real stingy. You know what I'm saying, and off-putting. We just gotta be more understanding. But also we gotta you know what I'm saying, because we're an orphan nation, so we gotta take care of the orphans and the widows, and especially at
Con.
the rate that brothers and fathers are dying, it's like more orphans and widows are being created.
Con. That's true. 'Cause, yeah, man. Just gotta we gotta come together, you know what I'm saying? We gotta come together as a nation as well as, you know what I'm saying, help ourselves and improve and help each other. You know what I'm saying? That's in through that it's through the Yahawah and Yahawah, you know what I'm saying? But you know, Yashael is stiff necked and hard hearted, you know what I'm saying? So you like I know like we probably didn't talk to some brothers and they don't want to hear nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Sisters, you know what I'm saying, we continue doing what they're doing. So it's up to you if you want to change. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do some work. You know, it's not just gonna come to you. But Yahawah is always accessible. You gotta seek him. You gotta seek him.
Con. But hey,
But
remember it's out there, and it says that, you know what I'm saying, that everybody would gain understanding.
every man will come to the mountain of the temple of Yahawah. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it will be the head of mountains.
So it's like people
But
gonna have time to get right, and then they're gonna have time to like. It's like you gotta take the pre-test, you know what I'm saying, and then you gotta take like the proficiency test, and they want to see like what you're doing for real. You know, see if you're just bullcrapping.
that's the plumb line, remember? That's the plumb line, you know what I'm saying? It tests you. You know what I'm saying? It tests like your uprightness, you know what I'm saying? Or if your intentions are true. But yeah, with that, I just want to say Shabbat Shalom. Shout out for everybody who tuned in, and shout out for you, you know what I'm saying, for you brothers coming on the panel. And shout out to all TK, you know what I'm saying, all the Torah keepers. And you know, may Yahawah, you know, continue to give us strength and courage in this walk, you know what I'm saying, and also, you know, continue to put the spirit within us to build his sanctuary and to bring out his scriptures and his precepts, you know.
Yo,
Shalom.
Yo, D,
Bro? What's up, bro?
I'm sorry. Can I just give one more small scripture?
Come on, go ahead.
Sorry, I just came across this. It's the best ending ever. Okay, this is Isaiah 33, and it's verse 6, and it says, "The faith of your times will be the strength of your salvations. Wisdom and knowledge, fear of Yahawah, that is man's treasure."
What a great scripture to get out at the end of
Con,
this, at the end of the video. It's so real.
con,
That's
con,
exactly what we've been talking about this entire
con.
video.
Facts, facts.
I got that
Hallelujah.
verse double highlighted.
Underline, highlighted, sectioned off.
Double highlighted, yeah.
Yeah, you should just see Davion's thorough out, man. This dude, he I think he got an index just so he can figure out what all the mark thorough means. He put it in.
You say you got an index? You got an index for your own markings?
My dude, he got a roadmap at the top of each page just to let him know which each dot means.
Hey, that's a good thing, bro. That's actually a very good thing, man.
You said I am a
Con.
strong.
My brother late told me he seen my Torah. He's like, oh man, he's all your pages are, you know. He was like that mean you been using it. He's like, you should see Davion's Star Wars. His falling apart is so big and used. I was like, that's a good thing. He's like, yeah, it is. It show you that they're using it. You know what I mean? He be showing up to the IUIC meetings with them crisp, clean KJVs, not a page done been turned in it. Clean, crisp KJVs talking about I got this edition. Oh,
all you got to do is look at the edges of the book, man. You ain't even got to have open it. If you look at the edges and the edges look like it's always being open and closed, you already know what time it is. If the edges are crispy, like it just came off the shelf, nah.
Bro, my book is white and my edges are gray.
That's good. Like, nah, hey, this monkey is like straight falling apart though. It's coming out of the binder. I think it's because I got paper clips and stuff in there though.
My got all type of stuff in it.
But hey man, all I can say to that is praise Yahawah, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, hey man, I to me, like I love studying the Torah. It's just I love it. You know what I'm saying? It's it gets your mind going. It's like a reflection. You
it's like
learn things. You know what I'm saying? You learn things about life. You know, especially like when you study the language, it gives you a different perspective than, you know what I'm saying, reading it just in the English. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just amazing. So all I can say is praise Yahawah, you know, for even allowing me to study, to have the Torah. You know what I'm saying? It's it's amazing.
And not the crazy thing is, but it's like even with the Torah, it's like it's not like we use dictionaries and we use lexicons and we use you know what I'm saying, like different things that allow for us to unlock more information in the Torah. Just like the brother was saying when he translates, it's like the Most High didn't just provide us with Torah, he provided us with the other tools necessary go in and to really find out, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like at this point in time, it's been like, you know, abrogated and like, you know what I'm saying, it's been like tossed to and fro by so many nations, but still through all that disarray, the Most High like preserved it in a form for we can take from it and still like gain sustenance, you know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing, because really honestly, like 100 200 years ago, man, it wasn't even like 20 years ago, you having a Bible in your house as a quote unquote Negro could have been like a big problem for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
years ago,
praise Yahawah. I'm sorry, brother.
No, I was just saying 200 years ago, we was in shanty towns and stuff. Because remember, they didn't have all the resources to have like properties and to have things like that. And then they involved like state legislatures that went against us owning properties in certain provinces. So it's like they made laws upon laws that hindered us.
Yeah, man. So,
it's just the same thing with this.
I forgot what I was about to say.
Nah, it had me thinking about the Most High saving Jeremiah through the hand of the Cushites, as well as like, you know, other things like that, like you remember when David was running away from Saul and he actually went to one of the Philistine if I'm not mistaken, was it one of the Philistines kingdoms, and he actually like served in that kingdom for a while. it just makes me think about how the Most High will like he will bring salvation, and in all many different ways. Like he will use your oppressor to give you what you need. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
Con.
just
Hey,
Because even look at Joseph. You know what I'm saying? How he was, he became governor of the land of Egypt. Pharaoh said the only difference between me and you was a throne. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's
you know what I'm
crazy.
saying. Yahawah was with him. You know.
and
Con,
even
and not just that, he told Pharaoh, he was like, "Yo," like he even told Pharaoh like what it was and who he was. You know what I'm saying? And like he was like pretty much like I'm not gonna be like involved in like your people's like rituals and your people's like you know what I'm saying practices. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way with Daniel. You know what I
Con, I was
mean?
just gonna
JoJo said, "SOJ Khan, they trying to ban the Bible now in some states. Crazy. No, that's true. Because in Cali, ain't it already banned? I
Well,
think
we
in
got the
Cali is banned.
Tharawah.
You know
That's
what I'm
the thing
saying?
about that. You can get rid of the Bibles
Exactly.
if you want. We got Tharawahs. The moment you
No,
try to
Khan.
attack the Tharawahs, you're already trying to attack the people you're trying to keep in
Con.
power, which are the Jewish people.
Bruh,
Come on, man, let's be
the
true.
Bible deconstructed Torah with stuff taken out and stuff added to it.
Pretty
No,
much,
this.
it's like
I
here we're
mean,
gonna give you a fake religion, and then we're gonna destroy it, so that everything you don't have built up is destroyed, and now you gotta rely on us again. It's like just some
Con.
bull.
It's like you
because
ask somebody for some water and they like you can either have Dasani or you can have Aquafina. You know what I'm saying? You don't want Dasani, so you're gonna get that pure water. You know what I'm saying? Not that old,
Coca-Cola brand water.
not that
Khan.
microchip water.
No, for real, the Shini's Coca-Cola. It's made by Coca-Cola,
God,
Yeah,
Co-
and it is yeah. But
I
not
heard
to
that
get off
water
topic, you
bad
know what
for
I'm
you.
saying?
Yeah, but
It's just that
Khan.
you choose what's right from the correct sources. You don't always want to take what's right from the devil's hand. You know what I'm saying? Because even if what's in his hands right, he ain't
Excuse me.
right. You know what I mean?
Khan.
And that's when that's when it comes to having faith and relying on Yahawah rather than your oppressor. That's what our people was doing. We was running to our oppressors. So many times, so many of the verses the brothers have brought out today. The Our people running to our oppressors to looking for something. Our people wanted to go back to Egypt after they had seen the Most High destroy Egypt's army. After they had seen the Most High uproot Egypt's society. After they had
God, there's like you
seen
brought
all
us
of
out
this.
here to die.
That's so
It literally
crazy.
says
You brought us out here to die. And it's like when you think of that, it's like that's the exact thought process of our people.
it's nuts.
Nah, yeah. Jojo said a lot of people haven't even heard of the Torah, so maybe this will be a way for the Torah to come into light even more. Khan.
See,
Bro,
that's
when you
true.
get told
That's another angle I didn't think about.
people think we're some weird gypsies or something. Like, bro, that's not what this is. That's just the perception in which they painted the picture. But that has nothing to do with us.
Khan.
You know, like we get involved with these connotations, and they use certain connotations to depict peoples and stuff. But like we know, hold on. It's a specific verse. It's Isaiah 25. Uh, Brother Iron knows this verse too. Hold up. All right, so it's Isaiah 25, verse 6. It says, Yahweh Master allegiance will make for all nations on the mountain of feast of fats and feast of leaves, rich fats and concentrated leaves. On this mountain, he will eliminate the faces wearing veils that are veiled of all the nations, and the mask that the mask, hold up, and the mask that mask all the nations. He will eliminate death forever, and my Lord Yahweh Elohim will erase tears from all the faces. He will remove the shame of his nation from upon the entire earth, for Yahweh has spoken. So that's
Khan.
just in reference to the people's hiding themselves. You know what I'm saying?
The ones who sit in the hidden could also be like, you know what I'm saying, trying to conceal like iniquity within yourself, and you know what I'm saying, and still trying to, you know, seek Yahawah at the same time. When you trying to conceal, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, something that's not right, or something that's, you know, deteriorating your spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's hidden. And then also you got like hidden, you know what I'm saying, like in the crags, the crevices, the rocks. You know what I'm saying?
Like when you have like ulterior motive, the Most High knows that because He knows the heart and He knows your thoughts. So like, but like He understands your driving point. You know what I'm saying? Your motive for what you're gonna do, but He also understands how you think about doing it and how your mind works. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's nothing you can hide. There's nothing you can hide. You know
it says so are my ways over your ways, and my thoughts over your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Yahawah knows all. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is hidden from Yahawah. There isn't a rock that Yahawah does not know. You know what I'm saying?
Like, think of it like this.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna get that verse real quick.
I'm saying, if you think of it like this, the Most High created everything, right? So He created the minds of everything. You know what I'm saying? He's the creator of the mind. You know what I'm
saying? Bro.
But with us, it's like it's the Rawak and the Nafash. So it's the mind and spirit, or the soul.
Well, the Nafash would be like the soul, like your essence, or like it's kind of like your life, or like your vitality. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the Nashama, or the Nashama, which is the intellectual soul, or like the spirit, or like a higher intelligence, like a higher thinking. You know what I'm saying? And
Nashama,
Nashama, and the Rawak, which means mind, wind, spirit. If I'm not mistaken, I think it means also to make quick understanding, or like to smell. Yeah, it means life, anger, unsubstantially. Wind, air, anger, blast, breath, cool, courage, mind, quarter, side, spirit, spiritual, tempest, vein, whirlwind. To blow, breathe, to smell, perceive, anticipate, enjoy, accept, smell, touch, make a quick understanding. To revive, to have ample room, be refreshed, large. You know what I'm saying? So that's for walk, spirit, mind, and wind. To be refreshed, right? But yeah, I'm about to go ahead and hop off. I'm getting kind of hungry. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the chat, and you know, Dawah Yahawah for allowing us to make another live stream, and you know, hopefully we get to do more. We get to link up more. You know what I'm saying? And just make sure we stay in the waters, keep the commandments, keep the Torah. You know, always seek Yahawah. And with that, say Shabbat Shalom, Yahawah Akkad.
Shabbat Shalom, Yahawah Akkad.
Shabbat Shalom, Yahawah Akkad, Yahawah Zabiwa.